Good afternoon, everyone. We welcome you inside the Centennial Center for Georgia College basketball as the Bobcats take on the Bearcats of Lander University in Peach Belt Conference action. First up, it's the women's contest. I'm Scott McLeod alongside Graham Hill, and glad to have everybody on board today. Hopefully we're going to have a good day for basketball. The Bobcat women need a good day, Graham. They've lost 4 in a row now.
Yeah, they had a good period early in the season, winning 4 in a row, but now they've hit a bit of a skid and have lost their last 4 contests, including heartbreaking defeat in their last home game, losing at the buzzer to UNC Pembroke in 56-55 loss. So Bobcats really could use a win here, especially against a tough conference opponent like Lander, who they actually beat earlier in the season. But Lander is, I believe, second in the Peach Belt right now. But Georgia College had their number in the last matchup, so hopefully they'll be able to replicate that today.
Lander was a winner the first time the two teams did meet, though, this season, 70-56 as GC. Well, that was the Clayton State ball game on Wednesday, excuse me. Georgia College only shot 30% in that ball game earlier this week. Had some good defense, some good board work, but they just couldn't get the offense going Wednesday at Clayton.
Yeah, and I think that Aaron Drynan being injured for the past few games has really played a big part in these losses for the Bobcats. But she's coming back today, so I'm sure Coach Mo Smith and the rest of the Bobcats will be excited to see her back on the floor.
Yeah, she has not had a whole lot of physical practices so far in her time back with the program. She sat out the last 3 ball games because of a back injury, and now she's trying to come back up and get back on the floor for the Bobcat women. Again, she hasn't had a very physical practice. She's been up and down the floor quite a bit. So Coach Mo looks for some quick substitutions to present some problems for Aaron Drynan. Of course, she's got to get her legs under her. She's got to get her wind back as well after being out for 3 games.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised to see that she's actually starting today rather than coming off the bench. But I guess Coach Mo Smith feels that she's healthy enough and is able to carry that load.
For the Lander Bearcats, they come in at 10-5. They're 7-2 in the Peach Belt Conference. That's good for second place right now. Coach Kevin Pedersen in his 14th season as the head man at Lander, and they score a lot of points, 82.5 points per game. In the conference, it goes up to 85 points per contest, and Coach Mo says they like to penetrate a lot, so that's one of the keys today, to stop the penetration of the Bearcats.
Yeah, they also hit a lot of threes. They've got a few different people that can really fill it up from outside, including Jessica Harris, who shoots over 50% from beyond the arc in the conference this season, 18-32. So Lander really can get it done inside and outside, but Georgia College held them to their 3rd lowest point total of the season, and the other 2 games being a win over Lenore Rhine and a loss to Division I opponent Clemson.
Yeah, they like to score a lot, but they'll give up some points as well. They only give up, only average about 69 points a contest. Speaking of Jessica Harris, she is the lady the Bobcats got to watch out for. The leading scorer, 3rd in the conference with 17.7 points a contest. She is also their top rebounder and actually tied for rebounding. She's tied for 9th in the conference at 6.9 boards a ball game. And as you said, she can really shoot the rock from outside as well. So she will be the lady that the Bobcats are going to try and key on to shut down scoring-wise. She's also great on their pressure defense. So she's a good 2-way ball player.
Yeah, I mean, she's really going to be a trouble for the Bobcats. They've got a really tough backcourt with Mylea McKenneth and Jessica Harris. They're their 2 leading scorers. So the Bobcats will have their hands full today with that backcourt.
Jasmine McSwain continues to lead the Bobcats in scoring at 12.9 points a contest. And it's good to get Aaron back in there. Aaron Drynan, she's the leading rebounder still after missing 3 ball games. Nearly 6.5 boards a contest. So hopefully a better presence inside for the Bobcat women here today, and they'll try to keep the Lander Bearcats out of the paint. And they got a lot of players that can get downhill toward the basket if you let them do that. They may give up a lot of threes. Coach says that a lot of teams defensively against Lander, when they see Lander start to hit those outside shots, they go away from their game plan defensively, and that's when Lander takes over the inside.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a team that can fill it up from both the inside and the outside, that's something that you're going to have to game plan for.
Getting set for our national anthem here. We'll have the introduction of the starting lineups as well, and Graham will handle that for us. Georgia College coming in with an overall record of 5-9. They are 3-5 in Peach Belt Conference action. That is 10th out of the 12 teams in the Peach Belt play. The Bobcats have had a skid here. They've won only one of the last 5 ball games, including 4 losses in a row. Here at Centennial, GC is at 2-2 on the season. Time now for our national anthem.
Technologies, careers, society. The jobs of tomorrow may not even exist today. At Georgia College, you will learn to be a critical thinker, to develop new ideas and out-of-the-box solutions, because those are the kind of lifelong skills you'll need in a rapidly changing world. The way we see it, it's not really about what you know. It's about how you think. Georgia College, your public liberal arts university.
There's your national anthem, and time to meet the starters. Graham Hill's got them for us.
Yeah, the Bearcats today going with junior guard Simone Starks, freshman guard Sarah Cruz, junior forward Tabitha Daly, and that high-scoring backcourt duo that we talked about of Mylea McKenneth and Jessica Harris. And a slightly different lineup today, as we spoke about for the Bobcats, with Shay Tarver starting at point guard today. She's joined by Jasmine McSwain and Kiana Wesley in the backcourt. Senior forward Sydney Cleveland gets a start today, and the Bobcats will be very happy to see Erin Drynan back out in that starting lineup.
Yeah, Drynan getting her 11th start after missing the last 3 ball games. For Shay Tarver, it'll only be her 3rd start of the season, as she has appeared in just 8 ball games because of that knee injury. At the start of this contest, she missed the first, I believe, 6 ball games for Georgia College. But back at it here and back in the starting lineup for Coach Moe. For the Bobcats against Lander the first time around, Jasmine McSwain led the team in scoring with 16 points in that contest. Eric Drynan had 11. McSwain also had 7 boards, Drynan with 8 to lead the Bobcats in that category as well. GC will be dressed out in the home white uniforms, Lander in the royal blue and gold and white numbers, as the Bobcats get introduced here at Centennial on the Martin Luther King Jr. weekend. Bobcats will not play on Monday in the MLK Day, but the Lander Bearcats will be at home against Clayton State on Monday afternoon. Rare that Georgia College misses the MLK Day ball game on the actual day of the event. Usually Georgia College will get a chance to play on those Mondays, but not this week, as the Bobcats will be back in action Wednesday at home against Columbus State. About set to tip this one off, Erin Drynan will be in the midcourt circle for the Bobcat women. And it appears that Tabitha Daly will take the center circle for Lander. Glad to have you on board on YouTube on Georgia College Bobcat Broadcast Network for Peach Belt Conference action here at Centennial. GC headed to the north goal in this first half. Lander to the south side at Centennial. The whistle and the tip is up and it's underway, and Lander will get the first tip, and they're going to run down for a quick lay-in, and we'll get it from Jessica Harris. A design play right off the tip, and here comes the pressure immediately.
Erin Drynan actually won that tip, but it went straight to the Lander defender.
Harris with a steal from Shay Tarver. She's going to pop a 3 and nail it. My goodness. A 5-0 run to start the ball game for the Lander Bearcats. Just like that. Bobcats get it across the timeline against the pressure. Tarver will deal on a dribble drive on the right wing. Jasmine McSwain with a player all over. Sydney sets up for a 3, and it's off the left rim And a rebound claimed by Lander. They hustle down the floor as Cruz will bring it up. Gets it off to McKenneth. Right side now to Starks. Back to the middle of the floor to Harris. A 5-0 early lead for Lander, just like that. Off the tip and a 3-ball on a steal. Back straight away to Harris. She has all 5 of their points. Down to 4 on the shot clock. 3-ball away, won't go. They'll get an offensive rebound. Stick back by Starks won't go. Another offensive rebound and a putback. That one doesn't fall, and GC gets the board. Giving them too many opportunities already, Graham.
Yeah, luckily Aaron Driner was able to come up with that one, and they didn't convert those second chance opportunities.
Cleveland pitches it back out to McSwain. She sees it opening, drives, and a running layup from 12 feet out is no good. Driner got the rebound, kicks it back out. Here's Wesley. Now right side Sydney to McSwain. McSwain takes the 3 and hits the 3. Jasmine McSwain with her 10th 3-ball to fall this year, and the Bobcats are on the board.
High-paced game already. Lander applying a lot of pressure early on, so the Georgia College guards are going to have to keep composed throughout this game to make sure that they don't turn the ball over too many times.
McKenneth, a little hesitation, got an open shot, and it's going to be knocked around. GC's going to grab it finally in the corner and double teaming, and it's stolen away and an easy lay-in. Terrible pass from Jasmine McSwain, and Lander makes him pay.
That's what I was just talking about, not being able to handle that pressure. We're going to have to avoid turnovers like that if they want a chance in this game. Turn the ball over twice already.
Jasmine just wanted to get rid of the ball as soon as she could, I guess. Trying to get it down low and throw it away as Sydney Cleveland went falling on the floor. And the Bobcats trail by 4 in the early going of this one.
3 turnovers now. Jeez.
Not 3 minutes in, so a little bit more than a turnover a minute for the Bobcats already. Cruz will secure it, top of the circle, drop it off to Tabitha Daly. Daly back around the left side to Simone Starks. Around the right of the perimeter, McKenneth pulls up at the free throw line, and a foul called on GC. It is on Sydney Cleveland as she used the off arm to kind of elbow her way in. First foul on Sid, of course. Out of bounds to Lander as they'll reset the shot clock. Harris to put it in play. Trying to build on a 4-point cushion early on. Get it into McKenneth. Malia attacks, now pushes it back out to Cruz. Cruz for a 3-ball. Too strong. Drinan gets the rebound. We push it ahead. Here's Sydney. One dribble, takes it in, and did she walk with it? Nope, foul on the floor. She got the step, but the foul happened before the turnover. And that is going to be a foul on Jessica Harris, her first. Team's first. So GC will inbound it left of the basket at the north end. Into the right corner to McSwain. Jasmine goes to the free throw line. Back out now to Sydney. Sydney on the attack. Takes it underneath the basket. In trouble. Tries to reverse layup. Hits the bottom of the backboard. And here comes Lander. Harris with a nice rush down the floor. She missed the layup, but they got an offensive rebound and a stick back. Bucket by Sarah Cruz. And a timeout called by Mo Smith. As Landers run off to a 9-3 lead here.
Yeah, Georgia College really struggling to deal with the pace and the pressure of Lander. I mean, you can see even when Sydney Cleveland was 5 feet beyond the arc, the girl that was guarding her was still applying a lot of pressure when she didn't even have the ball. So Lander really getting out high on the Bobcats, and they're really moving the ball up the court quickly. So Mo Smith is going to have to get them to adjust. Otherwise, this game's going to get away from them early.
And Lander's been pressing right from getting off the bus today, it looked like, as they are just trying to attack the Bobcats. Georgia College did a good job of holding on to the basketball Wednesday against Clayton State. Only 12 turnovers in that ball game. And they're among the national leaders this week in fewest turnovers per ball game. But they have come up with at least 3 mistakes early on here and trying to thwart a run by the Lander Bearcats. They've got a little 4-0 run going after they started with a 5-0 spurt on the basket off the opening tip, and then the 3-ball by Harris as Harris nailed her 24th three-pointer of the season. Simone Starks leads them in 3-point baskets made. She's had 36 3-pointers fall this year already and 106 tries. Shea Tarver will inbound it against full court man-to-man. Tarver looks, gets it into Cleveland. Back to Tarver. Tarver working. Harris, a lot of contact, no whistle. Driving inside the lane, and a jumper's up, no good. Rebound by Lander on the miss by Shea Tarver. Here comes McKenneth. Back to Harris around the left circle. She explodes to the left side of the lane, waits for the traffic gear. Pull-up jumper's no good. But they'll get an offensive rebound again by Cruz, and Cruz gets her second bucket. And it's an 11-3 lead.
Miscommunication there between Sydney Cleveland and Aaron Dryden. It looked like both of them could have gotten it, but neither of them really looked like they wanted to get it. They were both waiting for the other to go grab that rebound.
Pull-up jumper free throw line just short by Jasmine McSwain. She can't get off the schneid yet. And here come the Lander Bearcats again. They're going to pop a three. It's Starks missing. And GC with the board. Sydney brings it down the floor after getting the rebound. Pressure off her hip. And a held ball call. Georgia College will get it on the possession arrow. And Georgia College will send Cassidy Markle in. As McSwain's going to get an early seat. Harper Vick comes on at point guard for Shea Tarver. So Harper will inbound it just to our left. GC trailing by 8 early on. Vick gets a return pass after inbounding it. Now to Cleveland. Cleveland has the ball knocked out of her hands, and it's out of bounds off Sydney. Sarah Cruz must have knocked it off her body out of bounds.
Yeah, GC with four turnovers already, where Lander forced 21 in the last game, last time we played them. So that's a common theme that we've seen between these two teams this season.
High post it to Cruz, turning around, can't find anybody. Now ditches it out there. Jumper for three is good. Simone Starks with her 37th. And it's starting to really get away from the Bobcats now. A 9-0 run by the Bearcats makes it 14-13. Kiana Wesley called for an offensive foul. There's another turnover as Simone Starks drew the charge. So Wesley gets her first foul, second team foul on GC.
And Bobcats are just not on the pace of the game today. Lander's really getting after it hard. They're playing very aggressive both ends of the floor, and GC just has not been able to match that kind of energy and intensity at this point in the game yet.
Up top, McKenneth. Right side to Harris, back to McKenneth. They're on the left perimeter to Starks. Starks will take the three again, and it's a little strong, and we can't get the rebound again. Back out to Harris. Harris, and it's thrown away. Sydney Cleveland got it. Off to Markle. Cassidy across the timeline, off to Sid. Now Harper Vick. Wesley has it top of the circle, right side to Vick. She's going to launch a three, and it's an air ball way off the mark. Harper only 18% in three-ball shooting this season. And it's 14-13 as GC just not able to get anything going.
Yeah, Harper Vick has been struggling to shoot recently. She went 1 of 9 in the last game, but I think that's why we saw Shea coming into the game with the shooting struggles that Harper Vick has had and the experience that Shea Tarver has. Well, Harper Vick has not been playing her best basketball, but hopefully she can get some good minutes today and knock some shots down.
So we did not get the 5-minute timeout because of the call timeout. Starks right side now to Harris. Back around the left side to McKenneth. Long three is short, and a rebound by Markle. Cassidy dribbles out of trouble. Back to Harper Vick. Back to Cassidy straight away. Bounce pass back out to Vick. GC seeing Lander with a 9-0 run, trying to end it here as Cassidy, or rather Sydney Cleveland, she missed it. Harris will attack the basket, go down to the baseline, got cut off. Back into the left corner now. Jumper by McKenneth is too strong, and rebound by Dryden.
Gosh, they move the ball so quickly. Their ball movement and their passing is really, really good so far. I've been very impressed by the Bearcats today.
Very, very active on both ends of the floor. Wesley will drive baseline. Shot is short. Man, when we get the shots, we can't make them count. Not getting a whole lot of shots to begin with. Here is Starks for three, and it won't go. He's trying to draw a foul there, didn't get it. And still 3 points put on the board for the Bobcats in the first nearly 7 minutes of this ball game. Harper Vick working on McKenneth. Now to Cleveland. Cleveland going to drive, lay it in, and the Bobcats are finally back on the board.
And that's what you got to do. The double team came, and Harper Vick was able to feed the ball to Cassidy Markle really early. And when the switch happened, Sydney was able to dive to the bucket for the easy layup.
Sarah Cruz will dribble out on the left wing. Bounce pass left baseline, and jumper good by Harris. Harris now with 7 points in the ball game.
And that's how you attack a zone 101. Run that baseline and find that short corner. That's going to be open all day.
Throw it to the middle to Markle. Back out to Vic. Vic stop and go. Gets it back now to Drynan. Turnaround jumper good. Drynan gets her first bucket in a couple of weeks. And it's 16-7.
Yeah, I'd like to see them get Drynan involved more with her size mismatch inside.
Surprised that she's still out there 8 minutes into the ball game. And there's a throwaway out of bounds to the Bobcats. Harris crashing into the Bobcat bench, but is all right. Dale Attaway comes onto the floor for the first time today, along with Kenyatta Storms for GC. And Coach Pedersen's going to call a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. GC trailing 16-7 in the early going of this first half of action as we close down on 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Bobcats just unable to handle the pressure so far by the Bearcats.
Yeah, it seems like they weren't entirely ready for it. A couple bad throwaways early. I mean, I understand being affected by press early and kind of having to work into it, but they looked like they were completely caught off guard by the amount of pressure that the Bearcats were applying to them from the baseline to baseline,
right.
Really offense and defense.
I'm surprised that they didn't remember it, because I'm sure back on the game in December, back on December 4th, they saw a lot of pressure up in Greenwood. But the Bobcats hoping to climb back into this one, down by 9. Kenyatta Storms, a sophomore from Alpharetta, will get it. Almost an over and back.
Yeah.
Wesley just barely had it across the timeline to Vic. Wesley back again left wing. Trying to high post Markle, can't do it. Get it off to Wesley. She's going to go baseline, rolls it in. Kiana Wesley.
Uh-oh, she's down.
She is down in the north baseline, north lane. She did not score against Lander in the first go-round, and now we'll get a chance to check on Kiana Wesley.
She's holding her right ankle, I believe. It looked like she was holding it when she went down.
Marco got tagged with a foul, the third in the quarter on GC, and Wesley's in some pain as Sarah Ferguson, the assistant trainer at Georgia College, will head out along with Coach Moe to check on Kiana, the redshirt sophomore from Pearson, and Atkinson High. Getting up on that tender right ankle now. May not see her until halftime, the second half, I should say.
Yeah, she went into a lot of traffic there, so I wouldn't be surprised if she had come down on top of somebody's foot or something and roll that ankle.
So hopefully that's all it is, just a quick sprain, and maybe we can treat it and get Wesley back on the floor. So after the foul on Markle, Lander will have the basketball. And Sydney Cleveland will check in for Kiana Wesley. As we're under 1:45 left in quarter number 1. They triggered in to the right of us. Back to Harris. Then throw it away almost. Cruz going to duck her head at that return pass. The right side is to Michelle Wright. Jumper by Harris won't go. Check it. It's number 21, Sanders. And a whistle and a 3-second lane violation called on the Bearcats.
Yeah, it looked like the Georgia College zone was a little quicker moving side to side, because that's the way that Lander likes to move the ball. They just swing it very quickly side to side to move that zone. But it looks like they were communicating a lot better and shifting a lot better in the zone on that defensive possession.
Cats down by 7 to the other Cats in the conference. Markle right side. Sydney sets up for a 3, and it's no good. Markle taps the rebound to herself and throws it away. Oh, my goodness. Sanders just picked that one off. And she'll bring it up the floor, dish it back to Harris. Got Vic to leave her feet for a second, but couldn't use it. Around the right perimeter now. Back out front to Harris. Harris off the left side, no good. Rebound GC. She is an explosive player. Vic back at the free throw line, off the glass for 2. Bobcats with a couple of made baskets in a row, trail by 7 now. as we get near the 30-second mark of the quarter. Around the left perimeter, jumper away for three is a glass ball by Wright. That was her first three-pointer of the year, and she missed it badly. That's why she's not taking a whole lot, I guess.
I'm sure there's a reason for that.
Coach Pedersen's probably just shaking his head. Bobcats can play for one last shot with the shot clock off. Left baseline to Markle. Back up top to Vicks. Harper Vick to Markle. Double team quickly. Back out to Sid for three. Sydney Cleveland is short on the triple. They'll get the rebound with 2 seconds left now. Half-court shot by Harris. On target, but missed it. And the Bobcats are down by a score of 16-11 going into the second quarter. We'll be back right after these messages on the Bobcat Broadcast Network.
Maybe even younger.
Well, we had a young man hit three-point shot in the three-point competition. Congratulations to him. I'm surprised Gaines isn't down here with some paperwork for him already.
Yeah, three straight makes. He had some good form, made the layup, then the free throw like it was nothing. Then he's probably about 2'6", drained a three-pointer with ease.
Bobcats had a nice run, 8-2 to end that first quarter, trail by 5. Lander with the ball to start the action, headed to the south end. It is Tabitha Daly driving in and scoring. Just abused us inside there.
That was a great move. Really nicely done by Daly.
Bobcats
good footwork.
Break the press, pull-up jumper by Markle off the mark. Rebound, though, by Drynan. Kicks it back out to Vick, and Vick will throw it away. Tried to get on a high post, and couldn't get it. On the right wing, quickly to the baseline. It is McKenneth back in there. Now off to Cruz. Cruz gets it down underneath the basket. Reverse layup, nothing but net. As Daly got her speed once again past the Bobcat post player.
And we need some better communication there between Drynan and Markle, because Markle had to step up and cover that person, but Drynan didn't realize that she had someone to guard behind her, and she ended up being open for the layup.
Vick dumps it down low, throws it away for back-to-back possessions for the Bobcats. Back-to-back turnovers. McKenneth. Back up top now to Cruz. Cruz gonna pop the three straight away. It's an air ball for the freshman from North Augusta, South Carolina. GC will get Shea Tarver back in after back-to-back turnovers by Harper Vick. So Lander with a couple of quick baskets in the opening minute and a half of this second quarter. Kiana Wesley is standing up at the back behind the baseline at the south end of the floor, but trying not to put a lot of weight. Bobcats get double team, push it ahead to McSwain. Jumper right side. It's no good, too strong. Rebound by Markle, though. Markle back into Drynan. Drynan puts it up, in and out. And a rebound by the Bearcats. Couple of good looks, neither one of them fell. Right side now to Starks. Starks gets to Cruz, now back in the corner. Here is Jessica Harris, and Harris hammers home another one. Give her 7 for the day.
That ball movement was just beautiful. Inside, outside, and then driving into the teeth of the defense for that easy jumper.
Let's make it 9 points for their leading scorer, Jessica Harris. 22-11. They've doubled us on the scoreboard again. Shea Tarver, left side to McSwain, loads up a three, and it won't drop. Jessica continues her shooting problems. Back out to Harris. She'll drive. Sorry, Jasmine with the shooting problems. Three ball down for Jessica Harris. That's 12 now for her.
That's not the player that you want to be leaving open. With the way that she shoots the basketball, you need to have a close eye on her at all times.
Jasmine McSwain gets on the board. A little hesitation and a drive. 25-13, Bobcats trail. McSwain up to 5 points now. They'll go right baseline, underneath the basket. Reverse layup won't go. Markle back around the right perimeter. Down underneath the Drynan. Drynan easy two. Got Daly a little bit out of position.
The Bobcats have one thing when Drynan's on the court. Look, it's size inside. Looks like they're going to bring in their big Spanish freshman, 6'2", to counteract that.
Ricarte will report in at the next dead ball. Jumper from outside for three, won't go. Marco fought for the rebound, got tipped out of bounds by Cruz, and here come the changes. So the Bearcats will get Miriam Ricarte, 6'2", freshman from Pamplona, Spain. She's not running with the Bulls today. She's running with the Bobcats. And GC inbounds.
You always amaze me with your creativity, Scott.
Well, you know, you stop and think about a couple of things, and sometimes it works. Working on Ricarte. Drynan beat her. Used the left hand that time.
Yeah, Drynan has that soft touch with both of her hands.
Back to within 8 of the Bobcats. They posted up to Cruz, back around the top of the circle. Sanders fakes the three. Now to McKenneth, back to Sanders. Quickly back to Sanders, knocked away by Cleveland, and Drynan gathers in the loose ball.
You need to keep feeding Drynan inside.
Back of the free throw line jumper, McSwain finding her touch now, 25-19.
Or just make an open 16-footer. That works for me too.
We'll take that one. 7 points now for the Bobcat leading score. Back to 6-point deficit. They go right baseline to Starks. Picks up her dribble, gets it out on the wing to McKenneth. Back straight away now to Sanders. To McKenneth. Oh, almost walked with it. Here's Ricarte, three ball. No, it's a long two, and it's no good. Rebound by Storms for GC. GC on a run. They've gone on an 8-0 run here to get back in the ball game. Shea Tarver spots a three, and it won't go. Tarver 15% from downtown on the year and missed that one off the right rim. Down to 5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Jumper for three is off the mark. Here's a rebound by Cleveland. So they have softened their shooting touch a little bit.
Yeah, even though that shot missed, McSwain's got to do a better job getting out and closing out quickly because that was way too open.
Kenyatta Storms with Shea Tarver in the backcourt for the Bobcats now. McSwain out on the wing, comes around a screen. There's Tarver. Down low, there's Drynan. Drynan up over Ricarte, missed it. And Lander clears it.
Rushed that shot just a little bit. She could have taken her time more in the post.
Left perimeter, left baseline now. Back out to Starks, left of the lane, in and out, and then back in again. Cruz ends the 8-0 run by Georgia College. High post to McSwain. Pulls it back out, draws through a double team, and an offensive foul called. As Jasmine, through a shoulder, got a little acting job on the recipient's part, and we've got a timeout on the floor. The Bobcats trail by 8, and we'll be back in just a minute on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Well, we got the whole crowd. We got the cheerleaders back with us. We got the pep band for the first time this year. We'll have the Sassy Cats, I guess, at halftime. And looking forward to a good rest of the season in Peach Belt Conference play for Georgia College. Right now, 27-19, that basket ending the 8-0 run by Georgia College. So GC with a couple of runs already in this ball game, but still making some mistakes. And now Lander hustles to get the ball in after the count got started on him. They'll bring it to the south end. Dribble drive up top to Harris. Left side to McKinnon. GC stays in a 2-3 zone. McKinnon straight away, long three, and it won't drop. Shea Tarver tapped it right into the hands of Tabitha Daly. Thank you very much, says Tabitha. And it's a 10-point lead for the Lander Bearcats.
And Dryden has a 5-inch height differential inside on Tabitha Daly, so they need to keep getting involved. She's been the most effective scorer so far, other than McSwain, who finishes it right there.
Nice finish. She drove it in. 29-21. Jazz up to 9 points now. McKenna left side to Harris. Harris explodes on the baseline, and a foul call on Sydney Cleveland. She didn't get the spot quickly enough and got her with the blocking fouls. Two fouls on Sydney, rather.
Yeah,
second team foul, GC.
It's going to be tough for Sydney to be out there, and they take her out and put the quicker Cassidy Markle in. It'll be an easier matchup on the wing.
Work it straight away to Starks. Starks dribbling to the right wing. Now to McKinnon. Harris playing the post now. They kick it on the left wing. It is Sanders getting it off to McKinnon. Her three ball is down the well. Wow, McKinnon with her 28th three-pointer made of the year. Again, these Bearcats average hitting 8 per ball game. Markle abuses them inside. Starks didn't get back. She was going to be in a mismatch anyway. And GC back on the board. McKinnon straight away to Starks. Back off to Harris, who goes to the top of the circle. Hands it off to McKinnon. Free throw line jumper, good for Sanders. Ariana Sanders out of Pearland, Texas.
And that's another one of those areas of the zone that you like to attack, getting the ball at the free throw line. That's an area that often creates a lot of space for the person with the ball, and then they're able to distribute it from there once the defense converges on them.
Bearcats almost with a steal. GC keeps it alive. Shea Tarver all the way across the left wing, and the ball tipped out of bounds. Tried to get it down low to to Dryden. And Lander knocked it out. Cats will have 13 on the shot clock as we're getting close to 2 minutes to go in quarter number 2. GC got within 6 on that 8-0 run, but now all of a sudden it's double digits. And a foul at midcourt just across the timeline. Blocking foul on Lander. It will go against McKinnon, I believe. Her second foul, according to the board. First team foul, so GC to inbound it.
And no free throws been shot today. This game's been moving very quickly.
Amazing.
Almost halftime already.
Not a single free throw today. Markle back out to Shea. Shea for 3. And missed it short. And ball out of bounds off the Bearcats.
Yeah, it looked like Jessica Harris and Simone Starks were both going after that. Just couldn't quite corral it, but Bobcats get a second stab at it.
Sophomore Delaney Rotolo on the floor for her 10th appearance from Peachtree City and McIntosh High School. Bobcats will release it to Cassidy Markle. Now Shea comes around a pick from Markle. Now off to McSwain. McSwain double teamed, and there's a blocking foul. Yeah, she came up on her. So Harris going to get tagged for her second foul. They tried to double team McSwain, and Harris got the body in the way too soon.
These guards are really going after these charge calls. That's the third attempt I've seen so far.
Not afraid to give up the body. Bobcats inbound it to Tarver. Tarver working on Sanders. Tarver rather, drops it off to Dryden, and Dryden with a 2.
That's perfect. They got the switch, and Aaron Dryden had a big height mismatch inside and was able to exploit that.
And a whistle and a foul on the entry pass. It is on Shea Tarver, her first of the ball game.
And Dryden already into double figures for the game, 5 of 7 from the field. She's been very effective inside. You can already see how big of an impact that she can have on the game. She's really kept the Bobcats in it with her efficiency.
She has been missed over the last 3 ball games. Sadie Cleveland comes in, and a foul from behind as Cruz got shoved on the shot from the left of the basket. It will be put on McSwain, and that's 2 on the Bobcats' leading scorer.
Yeah, McSwain really just let Sarah Cruz get in between her and the basket on under the basket inbounds play, and then tried to recover, but ended up committing that foul.
She will come out now.
Got to work a little bit harder, move the feet more, and not give up that positioning early.
Cruz, a 73% free throw shooter, hits both of them, and our first free throw is almost 19 minutes into this ball game. 36-25, Cats down by 11 again as we close down on a minute to go. Rotolo stops left of the lane, gets it off, baseline jumpers, an air ball by Dryden, and they'll track down the rebound. Bearcats want to run to the south end. They push it ahead to Jessica Harris. Outside for 3, in and out by Cruz. GC clears it. Quickly ahead to Sadie. Sadie Cleveland got a walk. She got a little happy feet when she saw how wide open she was. And so another turnover by the Bobcats gives the ball back to Lander here.
Yeah, she caught it kind of in a little bit of no man's land, not quite far enough away to take a dribble, but a little bit too close, or a little bit too close to dribble, a little too far away to just kind of run that in there.
Discussion at the scorers table. Don't know if we have an issue with one of the clocks or not. Assistant Athletic Director Jimmy Wilson running the clock today. You know that it's going to be right. Bobcats back on the D. They're taking their time, going to use up as much clock as they can apparently, leading by 11. They will have to get a shot off before the end of the half. About 7 or 8 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Long ball 3 by Sanders. She drained it again, her 8th of the year. And now the Cats have to hurry with 10 seconds left, still not at midcourt. Here's Tarver with 6. Shea Tarver comes around a screen, going to have to take it to the rack, puts it up, no, but a foul. And Tarver will go to the free throw line with 0.3 of a second left as Tabitha Daly picks up her first foul.
Yeah, great job by Tarver getting to that offhand and getting to the elbow. Takes the contact, still gets that shot up. Really well done by Tarver.
17 out of 22 on the year at the line for Shea Tarver. 77% free throw shooter. It's up and good. Iron and glass. And that'll end a 5-0 run by the Bearcats. Second free throw off the rim, no good. Tried to put it back up, did Cassidy Markle as she tracked down the long rebound, but it's to no avail, and the Bobcats will be down by 13 at the break. Again, offensive woes coming back to bite the Bobcats, and the mistakes early on, a lot of turnovers in the first part of this ball game.
Yeah, Bobcats turned the ball over a lot early. Didn't seem like they could handle the pressure from the Bearcats, but they turned the ball over 10 times in the first half compared to the just 4 turnovers from Lander. But the Bobcats got to change something big in the second half if they want to get back in this game, because Lander just looks very good, looked very dangerous on offense. So just really impressed by the Bearcats so far.
They have done a fine job on the offensive end and on the defensive end as well, as Georgia College is down by 13 at the break. We're going to step away, let you enjoy the Sassy Cats, and also we'll have those statistics for you when we come back with about 5 minutes to go in the halftime mark. You're on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Now to Harris. Harris circles in on the left side of the lane, and it's blocked by Drynan.
Speaking of Aaron Drynan's presence, there she is, that 6'2" frame, getting up there and blocking Jessica Harris's layup.
22 blocks on the season now for Aaron, and game number 12 for her. So not quite 2 a ball game. First block of the day for either team. Cleveland back out to Vick. To Storms, get it down to Drynan. She pitches it back out, just threw it right into the hands of McKinneth. Don't know what she was thinking there.
That was a really weak pass, and that's not who you want to leave open.
Three-pointer up, no good by Starks. And Drynan makes up for the turnover by getting the rebound. Harper brings it up the floor. Harper Vick, back out to Kenyatta Storms. Off the left of the lane to McSwain. Cleveland back out to Vick with 6 to shoot. Harper dumps it down to McSwain. McSwain double teamed, had it stripped out of her hands. Ball loose and Lander comes away with it. Another turnover GC. Off the left side they go to Starks, and Starks didn't get the basket to fall, but she did get contact. No, she's going to be called for an offensive foul, excuse me. That'll be her second foul of the day.
Yeah, it looked like she might have used that offhand to push off of the defender a little bit. That's what the ref saw.
McSwain will step out, and Cassidy Markle will come in. Markle able to play a lot of different positions for the Bobcat women. She had been playing the post position at number 5 with the absence of Aaron Drynan. Now Marco's got it right side of the lane, forces a shot up, but scores off the window.
And Cassidy Markle's actually great in Aaron Drynan's absence, but it'll be good to see her be able to work alongside her more now that she's getting a bigger role in the Bobcat offense.
They feed it inside, work it to the right wing now. Dump it off the right block to Tabitha Daly. Daly double teamed, and we got a traveling violation, I believe. And Coach Pedersen calls a timeout. He's not happy with the way things have been going of late. They have yet to score here in the second half. And we got a full timeout, so we'll step away. Bobcats back in the ball game, down by 8. You're on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. GC with 5 quick points in the first 2 minutes, 46 seconds of this third quarter. They've held Lander scoreless, and that's why Coach Pedersen called the timeout.
And both times that they've been able to get the ball in the basket so far this half, it's been Harper Vick penetrating into that zone and dumping it off. She's really finding her teammates well. She found Aaron Drynan for that and one, and then found Cassidy Markle for that last bucket. But they need to keep penetrating and keep finding the open people, because it's going to happen. It's going to be there once you get into the teeth of that zone.
GC to inbound it against full court pressure, 5-on-4 on the floor. Storms not being guarded. The GC Bobcats get it into Sydney Cleveland. She's in trouble, and a foul in the backcourt. And that is on Harrison. That's 3 on their leading scorer and leading rebounder.
That's a second straight foul at that end of the floor, 75, 80 feet from the basket.
That's corrected. That's only 2 on Harris. And a timeout called by Mo, I believe, this time.
Yeah, Mo calling that timeout to avoid the 5-second call.
Yeah, it was a very close call there. So GC will have the ball when we get back into it. Almost got the 5-second turnover call. That would have been a first. They had called a 30-second timeout, but both teams sitting down here for some reason. So who knows what's going on with a little over 7 minutes to go before the end of the third quarter here at Centennial. Bobcats 2-2 on the home floor. Lander with a bit of a struggle on the road this year so far. The Bearcats are 3-4 away from Greenwood, South Carolina. Good to have the cheerleaders back with us. The Bobcats got to try and get the ball inbounds on the pressure by the Bearcats.
Yeah, whatever inbounds play they run the last 2 times has not done a very good job getting their people open. It looks like Lander's switching every screen that the Bobcats try to set, so they're going to have to do something different. And Harper Vick would be wide open over the top if she just took off. Same play.
Get it in now to Markle. Cassidy back to Kenyatta Storms. Got to get it across the timeline, and Vick almost bobbled it into the backcourt. Double team trap. Now they get it off the Storms. Storms works her way left side of the lane. Way downtown for Sydney. It won't go. Storms with an offensive board, though. Cats down by 8, trying to keep it alive here.
And that's not the shot you want to force.
No.
You want to keep getting inside, which is what they've been doing successfully at the beginning of this half. They
give up the basketball again. Cruz going to take it down. Missed the bunny. Got her own miss. They'll push it back out. Harris back to McKenneth. McKenneth going to bomb one from downtown and nail it. Their first points of the quarter, and it's 42-31.
So 6th made three-pointer.
They went 3 minutes and 45 seconds without scoring, though, in this quarter. Lob it low for Sid, waits for the traffic, and one. And Harris is going to get her 3rd foul. Sydney hesitated just long enough for Harris to get in the air and came down and got Sydney. So that's 3 on Jessica Harris. And Sydney Cleveland, a 68% free throw shooter, is at the line. 25 out of 37 for the year. For the senior from North Hall, she nails it. Cats back within 8.
I mean, we're gonna whenever we get those switches, we get the smaller guards on us inside. I mean, Drynan and Sydney Cleveland are gonna have that advantage all day long.
Starks kind of rushed that shot with the pressure by the Bobcats, and now here's the trap. She's backing up instead of throwing ahead, and now it is going to be a 10-second count on the Bobcats. Couldn't get it across the timeline as the Bearcat pressure wilts the Bobcats one more time.
Yeah, Harper Vick left on her own there, really had nowhere to go with it, but she just kept going backwards and threw the ball away. Bobcats quickly up to 15 turnovers, 5 in the first 4 minutes and 20 seconds here in the second half.
Confab among the officials here. Yeah, you usually, when you give up ground like that in any sport, bad things happen. And Harper Vick just learned that lesson the hard way.
Yeah, it's like the Bearcats smelled blood once they saw her backing up away from that double team.
Ariana Sanders from Texas comes in for them. Harris with the inbounds pass back to Sanders. Bobcats staying in a 2-3. Around the left perimeter, here is Starks for a triple. It won't go, but they got an offensive rebound by Daly. And Daly tried to get it out, and a foul called on GC. That's on Drynan. And Aaron will pick up her first foul of the ball game. Well, the board says it was on Cleveland.
Yeah, it looked like Sydney got her arm across there.
So Sydney with 3 fouls. Marco almost leaped out of the gym trying to block that shot. Jumper away, won't go. They'll track down the rebound, though.
Surprised there wasn't a foul call there. Harper Vick got all up in her landing space.
Ball knocked away, and it's going to go to Starks. Starks will work it back around the left perimeter. Malia McKenneth back straight away. Harris drives. Runner up won't fall. Cassidy Marco with the board. Out to Vick. Got to get a hurry down the floor to get past their pressure. Here's McSwain. She'll score her first basket of the second half.
Arbor Vick did a good job dumping that ball off before the double team came and opened up the lane for McSwain to get in there.
Back within 6 of the Bobcats. Need another stop here. McKenneth to Starks. Now kicks it in the right corner. Wide open three by Sanders. Nothing but net. Ariana Sanders with her second three-pointer of the game. That's 9 on the season. And a foul called on Starks. That'll be 3 on Simone. 4:04 remaining third quarter. Lander, for the most part, has been able to keep the Bobcats at bay and at arm's length by double digits. That was the 5th team foul of the quarter. So the Bobcats will be shooting free throws here in this third quarter.
Yeah, Bearcats going for the high-risk, high-reward press. It's led to a few fouls here far up the court, but it's also gotten them a lot of turnovers in the second half already.
McSwain at 78.5% at the line this year. Drains the first one. Starks out. Cruz back in. Starks not pleased with that foul call. Jasmine McSwain from Marietta, the senior from Marietta High School. Management Information Systems major at GC. Second one on the way and good. Now GC pulls within 7. Vick goes out. Kristen Copeland comes on for the first time today for GC. The sophomore from Gainesville out of Lakeview Academy. Coached there by legend John Carrick. Legend at Georgia College, that is. And a legend in his own mind as well. Cross-court pass to Harris. Storms forces her away. 10 seconds to shoot. Cruz going to try and dump it down. It's knocked away by McSwain, and Drinan gathers it in. So we force a turnover by Lander. And here comes Storms. Cross-court pass to Copeland. GC trying to get as close as they've been most of the day. With a made bucket, they'll get within 5, and it was a 5-0 start to this ball game. There's Drinan, up and good. Aaron Drinan makes it a 5-point contest.
Bobcats just hanging around here, not going away quietly. Landers had the opportunity to put them away, but they keep letting the Bobcats back in the game.
And they'll throw it away. Nope, throw it in the corner to Harris. She'll light up a 3 and miss it, an air ball. And it's out of bounds. Off Lander. GC gets it with under 3 to go.
Chance to make it just a one-possession game. Out of really nowhere, honestly, Scott.
Yes, sir. It was a 13-point halftime deficit, and GC's just whittled it away here. They've held Lander to just 6 points in the quarter so far. Storms will bring it up to the south end. Working one-on-one. Drinan, backdoor bounce pass. Marco shot up, partially blocked. Marco fights for the rebound, and then she's going to be tagged with a foul. Cassidy gets her second foul as she got a little over-eager trying to get that miss.
Yeah, she always goes hard after the offensive rebounds, which is one of the reasons that she played so well in Drinan's absence. Cassidy doesn't have the best size. She's about 5'9", but she uses her size and quickness really well on the boards.
Second foul on Cassidy, second team foul in the quarter on GC. And Lander up by 5. Brings it down to the north end. McKenneth right side now to Sanders. Looking low to the baseline. Cruz pitches it out, now back around the left perimeter. McKenneth sets up for a 3, and it's short. And Drinan boxed out nicely, got the rebound. Bobcats again trying to make it a one-possession game. Storms working on Harris. Back to the middle of the floor to Copeland. Drinan way outside, catching that one. Looking, gets it off to Copeland again. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Copeland accelerating to the lane and scores! Kristen Copeland, a rare bucket, and the Cats are within 3.
Copeland just exploded to the bucket and flipped that up so beautifully, and haven't seen that from her this season.
Sanders for a triple. It's off the mark. Cassidy gets the rebound for GC. Off to Copeland. Want to run. Copeland will bring it to the top of the circle. Picks it up to Storms. Under a minute and a half to go in the third quarter. GC has struggled to get back in this ball game and are down by 3.
Mo Smith trying to get his play called right now.
Trying to use up the game clock and shot clock, and now Georgia College throws it away.
They're saying it was tipped. Georgia College ball.
The outside official on the far side was saying it was tipped by a Lander Bearcat. So that they'll have to get the shot clock rearranged, I think. Drinan steps out. Dale Attaway comes in for her. They're going to have to check on the shot clock. They're going to put 2 seconds on that shot clock for GC. Storms to trigger it, gets it to Copeland. She's going to bomb it, a 40-foot shot, and missed it badly. And it's out of bounds. They didn't even start the shot clock. And now we'll reset everything again. Bobcats had a couple of cracks at that one, but unable to get anything done. And we have a timeout taken. Both teams are over to the sideline. Maybe the officials discussing the situation without a timeout officially. A 3-point ball game. Bobcats have battled back. They have trimmed the deficit from 13 to 3. It'll be Landers' ball with 30 seconds on the shot clock, 1:07 on the game clock.
And Bobcats been clawing their way back into this in the second half. A 13-point deficit, at the beginning of the half looked like it was going to grow a little bit, but Bobcats, despite all the turnovers and the sloppy play, are keeping themselves in this game. You got to give them credit for that. In a game where they haven't been playing the best basketball, they're still in it just about into the fourth quarter.
Ball knocked away by Copeland, and a foul on GC. They're going to put Markle on the foul, I believe, as Cassidy dove for the basketball again, and that's her 3rd foul.
The only thing you can't say Cassidy doesn't go hard for it. Every loose ball, she's diving after it. Her last 2 fouls were involved with her diving onto the ground to go after the basketball, so she puts in a ton of effort on the floor, and I'm sure Mo Smith loves that, and Bobcat fans love it too, even though she did commit the foul that time.
Got some good hustle points. Baseline jumper by Sanders for 3. Won't go. Rebound by Storms.
That was a great board by Storms.
Kenyatta gets up there. She averages just under 2 a ball game and got a big one there. 45 ticks left. McSwain bobbles, recovers. Working one-on-one on Harris. Spins to the basket, puts it up, missed it. Oh my goodness. A 6-foot runner wouldn't fall. McKenneth brings it down to the north end. Cruz, top of the circle. Right side, McKenneth for 3 from long range. It won't go. Box out by Dale Attaway, and the Bobcats get the ball.
Seems like every single three-pointer that McKenneth takes is at least a few feet beyond the arc.
Yeah, she takes a lot of long bombs. Bobcats going for one last shot here. They could tie or get within 1. Down to 10 seconds on the game clock. A switch, and Sanders comes out on her. Off to Dale Attaway with 3 seconds. Here's McSwain. She'll pop a 3 to tie, and it's short as the horn sounds. But what a third quarter for the Bobcats. And GC right back in this ball game with a 16-6 run. And Bobcats trail by 3. The final 10 minutes coming up on the Bobcat Broadcast Network.
Na 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 na, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
Yay!
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Hey, Banks. Have a seat and let me make you uncomfortable. Up those grades, son, or the only position you'll be playing in college is sitting on me. You're still awake? Have a seat on old Mr. Bench. At least your buns will fall asleep.
Is this the one about the high school hotshot who gets benched in college?
Hey, man, T, move down.
It's a tearjerker!
We often get the question.
Getting set for fourth quarter action. The Bobcats storming back to make a game out of it here. It's 45-42, Lander on top. And Lander did not shoot well in that third quarter.
No, they didn't. Despite the forcing another 7 turnovers from the Bobcats, they weren't able to get much going on the offensive end. It took a lot of outside shots and missed a lot of outside shots, which allowed the Bobcats to get back in the game. The Bobcats played a little bit cleaner on offense in that third quarter, worked the ball inside pretty well. Harper Vick actually facilitated a good bit of that, but Bobcats looking to keep this momentum going into the fourth quarter.
Sarah Cruz with 23 on the shot clock. Dribble drive up top. McKenneth against the 2-3 zone. Left side back to Cruz. Here's Jessica Harris exploding to the basket. Puts it up over Drynan. It's a glass ball, but they'll get a rebound and a stick back. Bucket by Tabitha Daly on the miss. And the Cats trail by 5 now. They continue to press. Copeland still in the ball game, and 10-second count on the Bobcats for the second time today.
And I am not sure why Copeland picked up her dribble that time. She could have just taken it across the timeline herself, but picked up the dribble and then had nowhere to go. It looked like the other Bobcat players were expecting her to just take it all the way across, which is why they weren't there to help her.
Lander trying to own the fourth quarter, at least the start of it here. Driving is Cruz, and a foul as she went to the rack on the shot. And it's on Kenyatta Storms. First foul on Kenyatta. Well, they put it on Dale Attaway, who is not on the floor right now. And the miss by Sarah Cruz, so I think that was Storms. Cruz with the second attempt and spins that one in. 73% free throw shooter, got 1 of 2. And it's 48-42. Bobcats having some problems with the press again. Copeland off to McSwain. McSwain back to Storms. Copeland dribbled it off her knee and recovers it with 12 to shoot. Back outside, Storms to reset. Down to 7. Outside, Sidney for a long bomb of a 3 with 3 on the shot clock. Missed it, and here comes Lander. They want to run before the Bobcats can set up defensively. They'll drop it to Daly on the baseline. She'll pitch it way outside. Sanders on the dribble. Left side to Jessica Harris. There's a drive, and we're going to call a held ball. Yes, we are. And Georgia College will get the basketball. Kristen Copeland just stuck her neck in there. It looked like a linebacker trying to take a guy off the ball.
I saw 2 players flying through the air, each of them with holding on to that ball for dear life.
Excellent effort by Copeland to force the held ball. Unfortunately, now the Bobcats have to go the full length of the floor against the pressure by the Bearcats. And Coach Pedersen has really always done a great job with his press defense by the Bearcats in his 14 years at Lander.
It's like they come at him with a few different looks, too. We've seen several different kinds of high full-court press today.
Harper Vick back in to operate the offense. Has it between the rings. Picks up the dribble. Needs some help. Here's Sidney with 10 on the shot clock. Drives. Offhand. Yep, offensive foul.
Oh, yeah.
And Harris flew about 20 feet on the floor, but it was definitely a foul, and that's 4 on Sidney.
Yeah, Sidney, that was a pretty obvious one from our angle. I think the ref got that absolutely right. She definitely clearly extended that forearm on that play. She's going to have to sit down for at least a few more minutes.
Marco replaces her on the floor for the Bobcat women. GC down by 6 as we played a couple of minutes in the fourth quarter. McKenneth drops it off for Harris, and there's an elbow thrown by a Bobcat. And it's charged to Vick. First foul of the day on Harper. Third in the quarter on the Bobcats, so they got to watch that. Inbounds pass tipped away. They'll inbound a little bit further toward the corner. Jessica Harris to put it in. Starks back to Harris, runs the baseline, jumper up, no good. GC clears it, and now a held ball called. Starks jumped in there and tied up McSwain, and now it'll be a long back to the Bearcats. Bobcats were in such a hurry to get down there to beat the press that they made a bad pass.
Yeah, they just really look a little bit rattled when that high press gets on.
Around the right perimeter go the Bearcats. Starks across the top of the circle to the near side. Now we'll go dribble drive up top. Hopping into the paint, ball knocked away and recovered by GC. It's Copeland going to take it and lost it out of bounds. She got quickly double teamed as she tried to go for the lay-in. And Copeland commits the turnover. No change in the score. It's still a 6-point deficit for the Bobcat women. As we played almost 3 minutes in the fourth quarter. Into the right corner, wide open three for Harris, and she missed it, but they got an offensive rebound, taken away by Daly. Into the right baseline, double team there, and we've got a timeout. Coach Pedersen wanted a timeout as his Bearcat was double teamed on the baseline. And we've got our timeout at 6:50 to play. GC down by 6, and we'll return in a minute on the Bobcat Broadcast Network.
What you've gained as a student will be just as important to you as what you did as a player. As long as you know that you made the effort to do the best of which you're capable, there's no failure. Success on 3.
There are over 400,000 NCAA student athletes. And just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
A very low-scoring fourth quarter so far, Graham. Just 3 points on the board, and Bobcats still trying to scratch the scoreboard here in the fourth.
Yeah, Bobcats haven't put up a point in the first 3 minutes and 10 seconds of this half, but they still find themselves in a position to be able to come back and win this game.
McSwain, Vick, Drinan, Storms, and Markle on the floor for the ladies in white. Landers ball with 20 on the shot clock after the timeout. Get it in the right corner. Now back up top. Back on the wing to Harris. Harris has the ball poked away. She saves it. Nope, she stepped on the midcourt line for an over and back. Apparently it wasn't touched by Vick. I thought she had gotten a hand on it, but it squirted away. And a rare turnover here in the second half for the Bearcats. Marco slaps at the ball to get him in motion. Now they're dropping off a double team trap. Vick gets it off to Drinan. Drinan back to McSwain. Back to Vick, gonna go baseline, comes underneath the basket and threw it off a Bearcat with 15 on the shot clock. Nobody in white was coming back down to try to get that cross lane pass.
Yeah, Vick had really nowhere to go once she got the ball inside there.
Drops it into Drinan, back to Vick. Outside, Markle for three. It won't go, and no white shirts to rebound. Markle comes in there, ties her up, and GC will get the basketball back. Well, Cassidy now 3 for 13 in 3-ball shooting on the season, but she hustled to force a held ball.
Yeah, third held ball already this quarter.
Yeah, that possession arrow is getting a workout. Vick triggers it in to Storms. To Drynan, into the right corner to McSwain. She's going to drive, stops, puts it off the window for 2 more. And GC finally on the board in the 4th quarter. Almost 4 minutes gone by without scoring, and that's been part of the problem for the Bobcats. They've had a long periods of drought all season long in ball games. McKinnon, excuse me. Back around the right side. Here's McKinnon from way downtown, and she drains that one. Well, you said that she steps at least a couple of steps back behind the arc, and that time she was several steps back behind.
Yeah, now I believe 3 of 11 from beyond the arc for the game.
7-point GC deficit now. The Cats with the ball. Cross-court pass to McSwain. She explodes, lays it in. She got hammered and will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, my Leah McKenneth is really a volume shooter. Actually, 3 of 9. I misspoke from beyond the arc. 3 of 11 overall, but she enjoys shooting a deep 3. She knocks one down every so often. She's knocked down a ton this season, but she is not afraid to let fly. But she really just puts up a lot of volume and is able to knock some of those shots down. 9 points on the day for her.
She came in shooting, having 84 3-point attempts on the year. McSwain drops in the first free throw. Jazz up to 16 points now as she is approaching her season average. Well, she's above her season average, I'm sorry, at 12.9 coming into the ball game. McSwain accepts the ball again. And we'll rattle that one in. Cats back within 5. McKenneth into the left corner to Sanders. She dribbles up on a wing. Now they pitch it back in the left corner to Harris. Further down on the right wing, back up top now, working against the Bobcat zone. A great ball rotation again. Harper Vick got a rebound. Averages 2 a ball game, and she's going to bring it into the forecourt, almost with an over and back herself. Right side Storms. Cross-court pass, wide open McSwain. 3 ball! And Mo's going to call a timeout as GC is back within 2 at 51-49 with still 4.5 to go as Jazz really pounded that one down.
The Bobcat fans are feeling that's the loudest we've heard the Centennial Center today. Crowd erupted a little bit. Bench exploded up to greet McSwain after she knocked down that 3. Huge shot for McSwain to keep the Bobcats in this game, down by just 2 with plenty of time to go. 4.5 minutes left in the game. Georgia College they're putting themselves in a position to challenge at the end of this game, the last couple minutes.
Jazz over at 20-point mark again, as that's probably the 5th time this season she's been at least 20 points in a ball game for the Bobcat women.
McSwain's got 20, Drynan with 15, and then Sydney Cleveland has 5. Those are the only 3 Bobcats with more than 2 points. Vic, Copeland, Markle, and Keon Wesley each have 2, with Shay Tarver having 1 point for the matchup.
Well, you know it's serious. Mo's taking the jacket off. The suit coat is off. And the Bobcats back in this contest. Sanders, left side, Starks for 3. She answers with a triple. Their leading 3-point scorer knocked home another one. And a 3 for McSwain. Back and forth we go from downtown.
And out of nowhere, this game has gotten really fun. It's been an exciting few minutes.
Very low-scoring ball game for the first 3 quarters, and now they're starting to heat up a little bit with 4 minutes to go in the 4th. McKenneth to Harris, and she pancaked the ball, says Sonny Cyphers. Turnover on the Bearcats, and GC with a chance to tie or take the lead.
And McSwain got open on that wing with second straight possession and just drained that 3. Her stroke has looked good today. She's 3 of 5 from beyond the arc.
Storms to put it in play to McSwain. Bring it up, now get it off to Vic. Vic explodes across the timeline around Harris. Vic over to the sideline. Trying to get a screen from Marco. Going to go baseline, up and under. Now back out to McSwain. Another three, and she got it again. 3 in a row, and the Bobcats have their first lead of the day at 55-54. McSwain with a trio of triples. Well, they call it a 2, excuse me. On the board, it's just a 2-pointer. So we're deadlocked. Still haven't got a lead on these guys. Starks to try to put a triple in there, and it's no good. Ball batted around, out to Starks. Under 3 minutes to go. And a tie ball game at Centennial. GC has climbed off the mat to tie this ball game up. Left side, Harris explodes to the basket, loses the ball. McSwain covers it. And Vic will bring it up across the timeline. Picked up by Jessica Harris. Again, GC has not led this ball game. Vic had trouble. Now gets it off to Jasmine. Storms, triple won't fall. And a rebound taken by Harris way outside. Not the lady we wanted to take that, I don't think. She was 1 of 10 from downtown. There's a triple. Loose basketball, recovered by GC. Now it's screened by the outside official here. Now the ball on the deck, and there's Markle diving in to tie up the ball again. The arrow favors GC. Sarah Cruz checks in for Lander. Coach Pedersen. Do we have an issue with the possession arrow?
Lander fan behind us seems to think so. I feel like I'm remembering the same thing, that GC did get the last possession arrow. Maybe they never switched it.
So a stoppage in play with 2:05 left. Georgia College has tied this thing up after trailing by 13 at the break. And now 2 of the 3 officials will discuss it across the way. Try and sort it out. And now they'll come over to this side, and Mandy will check out the play-by-play officially and find out exactly whose ball it's going to be. And I believe you're correct. So Georgia College may get the basketball from what we're hearing. Both teams huddle around their coaches. It'll be GC's ball.
Yeah, it looks like they came over to the scorers table over here to talk to our statistics folks about the possession arrow, but they don't have a possession arrow over here, so they're going to have to stick with the call on the floor.
Storms back outside. Markle working it around that push. There it is. Vic. Her rebound is no good, and body's flying all over the place.
Lander's lucky. Jasmine McSwain, the hot hand was wide open in the corner, but Vic couldn't see her.
Closing down on 1.5 minutes to go. Starks back out front. McKinnon, 7 to shoot now. Left side to Harris. Harris explodes baseline, blocked partially by Drynan, then they get a stick back. I think that was Starks putting it in. It's a 2-point lead for Lander. And now officials stop play.
Yeah, started the shot clock too early. It's down to 27 already. They just inbounded the ball.
So it should be at least 29, maybe a full 30. And Lander taking a 2-point advantage. I believe Starks got that basket on the miss. Following up the shot. Yeah, they took a second. 2 seconds too far off the shot clock. 1:14 left.
Jessica Harris, who started off the game so hot with 12 points early on, has not scored since then. Not sure the minute mark, but she's been much quieter in the second half than she was in the first.
Third leading scorer in the Peach Belt Conference.
And they didn't start it this time. Jeez.
So I guess they'll take the 2 seconds off that they just put on. Checking out the timeout situation, each team with 1 timeout remaining here in regulation. And again, one of the officials coming over next to us to check on the play-by-play. Yep, it's to 27. Sydney Cleveland reports for GC for Storms. So Sydney on the floor with 4 fouls.
These aren't the kind of stoppages you want in a tight, hotly contested game. 2-point game, minute 15 to go. You want the game to have a little bit of rhythm, but the clock issues are preventing that right now.
I think everybody's on the same page now. And Sydney inbounds it to Markle. Cassidy gets it off to Vic. Now they go with a double team trap. Vic dribbles around it. 18 to shoot. 1 minute to play. The Cats are down by 2 to Lander. High pass to Markle. She reached up and grabbed it. Going to take it to the rack. Stops. Pushes it back to Markle. Ball knocked away and recovered by McKinnon, and a foul on McSwain. Bobcats had an opportunity there, Graham, but unfortunately gave the ball up one more time.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to work the ball inside to Erin Dryan, and she had her arm up, was calling for the ball, but couldn't quite get the positioning that she wanted to get the ball inside.
4th team foul in the quarter on GC, 3rd in the game on McSwain. Now Lander will milk the clock. They're leading by 2 as the game clock approaches 35 seconds.
Lander looking for a dagger here to make it a 2-possession game. Bobcats need to lock down right now.
McKenneth won't take the 3. They get it to Cruz off the left of the lane. No good. Rebound GC. Markle. And what's the whistle? Patterson exploding down to the baseline. There was a foul, I believe, or was a timeout called? No official word yet.
A lot of confusion going on right now.
Wow. GC got the miss. Was a timeout called? Yep, a full timeout. And that will be charged to Georgia College. So the Bobcats will use up their timeouts here with only 23.7 seconds remaining. And Coach Moe and Coach Jeremy are working up one last play to try and tie or win it. And you got to worry about the pressure, of course. Lander's been famous for that all day long. See if we are going to set. Who would you set a play for? McSwain?
Yes, 100%. It's got to be McSwain. She's as good as Drynan's been today. 7 and 10 from the floor. You want someone that's going to be able to hit an outside shot if that is necessary. And McSwain has the ability to get the ball inside, get into the defense, but she also has the ability, as she's shown today, to knock down these outside shots. So I think McSwain, the ball has to be in her hands right now.
Up to 25 points for Jazz. See if McSwish can knock off the Bearcats here. Again, no timeouts for Georgia College. 1 timeout remaining for Lander. Under 25 seconds to play in regulation.
Centennial Center has seen some exciting games recently. Georgia College losing in that buzzer beater just in the last home game. Looks like we have a chance at one just now.
The Bobcat women have been under a lot of those tight ball games all season long. With the timeout, of course, now you can get the ball in the forecourt. Sydney Cleveland looks to put it in play. Still looking. Got it into Markle. Markle almost with a travel. Back to Vic, and we got a foul. That's only the 2nd team foul. Lander's got a lot to give here as McKenneth gets her 3rd personal of the day. So they've still got 2 more fouls to give with 19.3 seconds to go. Sid to our right. Looking, finally gets it into McSwish. Jasmine with 17. We're down by 2 points. Here's Vic. Back across the circle to Sydney. Sydney gonna force up a 3, and it's short off the front rim. And a foul on the ensuing rebound. And Harris will go to the free throw line with a 5th team foul on GC.
I am really not sure why Cleveland forced that shot.
Yeah, she had two people in front of her, and there was still 10 seconds to go on the clock.
Yeah, I really don't understand that. It seemed like a very chaotic possession for the Bobcats, ending with a really low percentage shot, and Cleveland fouls out in the process after she misses that shot.
First time she's been fouled out of a ball game. And here's Harris to try to end it with 2 free throws. And she misses it. The door's still open. Harris at 78% on the season at the free throw line. Their leader in minutes played with 33 a ball game. Copeland will come in for Storms. Nope, she'll come in for Markle, because Storms had just reported. So Harris with a chance to make it a 3-point game with 7 ticks left. The knee bend, the shot, no good. Rebound Markle, out to Copeland. Copeland with 4. Copeland with 3 and a foul. Smart foul there by Lander, not giving up a driving layup or a long 3 as Harris gets her 4th foul of the game.
We're bringing in Sadie Cleveland for some more outside shooting.
3.2 seconds left. GC's got to face the pressure, got to get a shot off, get it all done in 3.2 seconds. First, you got to get the ball in bounds. You have no timeouts either. Harper Vick looking, the freshman. Freshman puts it in. Back to Vick. Vick with a 2 to tie. It's no good, and the Bobcats fall 56-54. Another heartbreaking loss for the Bobcat women as they battled back and tied this thing up at 54 all on 3 straight baskets by Jasmine McSwain. But Lander prevails 56-54 to go to 11-5 and 8-2 in Peach Belt Conference play. The Bobcats lose their 5th straight, falling to 5-10 overall and 3-6 in Peach Belt Conference action.
Yeah, really tough game for the Bobcats. The turnovers really were the difference. Bobcats ending the game with 22.
Isaac and Cole will bounce back here with a big game today. Wants to run, and the Bobcats want to play their slowdown game if they can, and hopefully have some success in that regard as we get set for the second game of our doubleheader today here at Centennial. Other ball games in the conference today: Young Harris at Flagler, Clayton State at Aiken, Georgia Southwestern's at Francis Marion, North Georgia is at Augusta, Columbus State will play at UNC Pembroke. And on Martin Luther King Jr. Day, on the Monday the 21st, Lander will be at home against Clayton State. The Bobcats will have Monday off and return to action Wednesday here at Centennial against the Cougars of Columbus State. We'll get our national anthem in a second, then Graham will have the starting lineups for today's ball game as Georgia College takes on the Lander Bearcats in Peach Belt Conference action here on a Saturday afternoon at the Centennial Center in Milledgeville. Everybody rising now as we get set for the anthem.
For the Bobcats, the usual starting five today with Jordan Thomas and DML in the backcourt, Desmond Mitchell, LaFlamme, Isaac Thomas and Chapin Ryerson in the front court, joined by big man Cole Roberts.
Thank you, Graham. Yeah, for the Bobcats, it's primarily been the same starting five all season long. Roberts, the only one who hasn't started all the ball games among the quartet. Well, actually, Jordan Thomas didn't start one ball game because he was held out after 2 technical fouls against these guys, the Lander Bearcats at Greenwood. Jordan wound up scoring 11 points in 23 minutes of action, so his time was cut down with those tees, and he would like to be on the floor the entire game here for the Bobcats. And of course, Desmond Mitchell LaFlamme, speaking of being on the floor, he has not come out of a ball game the last 3 starts. He has stayed out there for all 40 minutes.
Desmond Mitchell LaFlamme is the definition of a workhorse player. He just does not get tired. He works hard all game long. He's really he's been Coach Gaines' rock so far this season.
Des, the leader in assists for the Bobcats, his senior year. That redshirt senior from New Smyrna Beach, Florida, averaging 5 assists a ball game. Also in double figures in scoring at 10.5 points a contest. Bobcats will be going to the north end here to start things. As we look at them from across the scorer's table, right to left. Nice to have the lights back on again. I always worry that they will not come back up.
First time we did that light display, they didn't.
That's right.
This is my first broadcast with you, Scott.
Indeed. I think it was you, probably. But now that everybody got used to seeing you.
They got used to seeing me with the headset
there
on
you
here.
Go. Lander in the road, Royal Blues with the gold and white. Headed to the south end here. Isaac Thomas will be in the midcourt circle. Markel Wiggins at 6'7" out of Oglethorpe County High School, going up for the Bearcats, and he will win the tip. Lander with the first possession. Get it to the high post. Kabzaru now into the middle of the paint. Floaters up and good by Elijah Alston. Alston coming in at just under 10 points a game.
Right away, Bearcats going after that area of the zone that you want to attack, right around the free throw line in the high post that just opens everything up.
Thomas going to take it, rises up, puts it off the window too strong, and they'll get the rebound. Kabzaro from Romania gets the board. Outlet pass to Robinson. Robinson backs up. GC is staying with the Vegas 1-1-3. Around the right perimeter, back straightaway 3 off the top of the circle is no good by Alston. GC gets the board. Alston, their leading rebounder, 7th in the conference at 7.3 a ball game. Bobcats work it around the perimeter into the left corner, back out to Dez. Cole turns to face the basket, off now to Thomas. JT for 3, in and out. Isaac Thomas bats the ball into Cole Roberts' hands. Chapin trying to make his work on Purdy. Purdy had hands all over him, and the jumper in the left corner. Oh, a little glass ball from Ike. Isaac using the angle. And we're tied. Bobcats with a 3-2 lead. Isaac Thomas knocking down his 8th three-pointer in 14 tries. Jumper right in front of the bucket by Wiggins is good. He's their leading scorer, 2nd in the conference, averaging just over 18 points a ball game and 6.3 boards. So Lander up by 1. Bobcats work it inside. JT can't get it to go. Roberts fights for it, gets the rebound, stick back once, twice, 2 times the charm.
He's just padding his stats inside. Missed him on purpose to get more rebounds.
There you go.
I'm sure of it.
Little taps around for him. They high posted again to Wiggins. He's going to drive to the hole. He didn't get the basket, but got the foul. And the first foul of the day goes against GC. And Mark Gaines wants a quick timeout as Cole Roberts gets tagged with a foul. Gano calls a 30-second timeout, so we'll stay here. Just a little over 2 minutes transpired in first half action at Centennial. Bobcats again back in action Wednesday at home against Columbus State. Lander will be at home on Monday against Clayton State. Must have been serious for Gano to burn a timeout with just over 2 minutes in.
Yeah, seems like maybe a bit of a waste. But with all the media timeouts, there'll be plenty of stoppages.
Wiggins will go to the line, 82% free throw shooter. He's taken an even 100 free throws, and that would mean he's hit 82 of them. 6'7", 185, the junior from Oglethorpe, Georgia. He started all the ball games. And the first free throw spins and spins and goes around the world and drops down.
And with that three-point basket, Isaac Thomas now has 1,088 career points, which puts him at 14th all-time in Georgia College history, passing Stan Lynn, class of 1990. So Isaac Thomas getting up there on the leaderboards.
Congratulations to Isaac, 4-year starter for the Bobcat men. Yeah, I knew he was close in the Clayton State game. I only missed it by a couple. Wiggins flashes out, knocks the ball into the cheerleaders at the north end. GC will have it with 20 on the shot clock. Dez to put it in play for the Bobcats, trailing by a point. Into Isaac. Back to Dez. Up to Jordan around the right side. Chapin's going to launch a three and splashes it home. Chapin Ryerson with his 22nd made three ball on the year.
Ryerson had a huge game in that last home win for the Bobcats. Really went off and got himself a Bobcat Athlete of the Week award.
Yeah, wound up with 22 against nationally ranked Pembroke. Purdy got his man in the air, drops it off the right side to Alston. Alston underneath the basket, taken away by Cole Roberts. Bobcats want to run. Roberts going to take it in, lay it in. Wow, both ends of the floor for Big Cole.
Did I just see a little Euro step from Cole?
I think so. And a held ball at the other end. GC's going to get the basketball back.
Cole Roberts doing it all right now. Grabs the board on one end and runs. How often do you see a center running a fast break and hit a Euro step layup? That was an amazing show of versatility from Cole Roberts, something that I didn't know he had, and then shows his strength and athleticism on defense, getting that held ball on the other end.
I think he shocked Lander with it as well. Thomas, three in and out. And Chapin can't get the rebound. It's taken down by Alston.
Cole's teammates were loving that over there on the bench. That was funny. They all got up out of their seats, cheering him on.
Morris Robinson Jr. with the basketball. A junior from Leesburg, Virginia. Now in the left corner they go. Driving the baseline is Wiggins, has it stripped out of his hands, and he lost it out of bounds. Bobcats will have the basketball, leading by 4 at 10-6. And first up for Coach Gaines is Chandler Wright, the sophomore from Cumming and Creekview High School, as Cole Roberts has a quick seat.
And that turnover completely generated by Isaac Thomas. Looked like they were getting in there to score, and Thomas slaps that ball away. Great defensive play by Thomas, good active hands.
Here's the other Thomas, now right back of the free throw line, down inside to Isaac, under the cone, scores. Almost a little too far under the cone that time. It's 12-6.
Had to jump backwards a little bit to get that thing up there.
Bobcats on a 7-0 run. Lander with the ball, that's Purdy. Now it's Robinson across the circle to the far side. Back to Purdy. Steps back behind the arc, drops it off now to Wiggins. Wiggins scoots around DML, goes to the baseline, lost the basketball again, and the Bobcats want a break. DML, hesitation, loses the handle, gets it back again, pitches it out. Here's Chapin for three, and it is good again. And the Cats are running away with it. It's 15-6.
I noticed in warm-ups, Chapin had hit at least 10 in a row during warm-ups, so I was thinking he might have himself a little bit of game today. Great start by Chapin, 6 points already, 2 of 2.
He is feeling it. The Bobcat bench has got to start sitting down over there. Down in the paint, shot up, blocked by Thomas from behind. They'll get the basketball back again. That's Wiggins fighting through, and Wiggins gets the bucket as Georgia College went on an 11-0 run.
Like a platoon change here coming up for the Bearcats.
Coach Roberts is not happy with what he's seen so far, so he's going to bring in a wave of 5. Jordan Thomas turnaround jumper free throw line, doesn't go. Kabzaru gets the rebound. They get it into the forecourt with Alston. Alston dumps it to Kabzaru, gets around Chandler Wright. It's pinned away by Thomas, and the Bobcats want to run again. Here's DML, 2-on-2 to Thomas down the lane for 2. Oh, what a sweet dish. by DML. Man, we got a step on him and a behind-the-back pass, and Isaac finished. Ball knocked away. Jordan's got it. We throw it away again. Here is Robinson at the other end. Gets it to Wiggins. Wiggins off the glass for 2 more. Wiggins getting the job done with 8 points for them.
Yeah, good off-balance finish by Wiggins. Get up in the air and get that one in.
He has 8 of their 10 points right now. Standing in the midcourt area, DML. Isaac. Will have to put it on the floor. Looking for a backdoor cut to Thomas. Can't find it. Here's Desmond. Desmond back out to Chapin. Chapin's 3 doesn't fall this time. Robinson brings it into the forecourt.
Little heat check from Chapin there.
Yeah, he dropped in 2 in a row and just missed that one. Alston to Wiggins. Wiggins jump back, long 2 over a Bobcat arm, and it's taken away by Alston. Alston into the right corner. Robinson dishes it off. Now they go baseline with it. Wiggins with a shot clock violation. Bobcats, great defense. And we got our under 15 media timeout. And we got Wiggins on the deck down there as well. Hopefully he's going to be all right. Cobzaro wanted to help him up. Timeout. Bobcats lead 17-10 on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Bobcats jumped out to a 15-6 lead in this one after an 11-0 run and lead it by 7 as we get back into play. And Jordan Thomas, our leading scorer, has been held without a score.
I know he had such a great offensive start. You'd think that JT would be, heavily involved in that, but he's 0 for 4 from the field so far.
Changes for the Bearcats. We'll get them when we can. It's Robinson, the other Robinson, Sidney, Goulbourne, TJ Knight, Jamaris Hairston, and we'll find one more out there. DML with a jumper, won't drop. Cole Roberts tapping the ball around, and it'll be out of bounds off his right hand. And the final change, Jordan Dingle comes off the bench, a senior from Aiken. So Coach Roberts with a wholesale change, 5-on-5. Get it on the right wing. It's Dingle on the attack. Ball knocked into the backcourt, tipped by the Bobcats. But it eats up some clock. Hairston drives. Roberts taps the ball. Jumper up, no good, but a foul called. Dingle just got clobbered. As Sample got him, I believe.
I think he sold that, if I'm being honest. Cole Roberts usually isn't one to look perplexed about a call, but he was very unhappy with that one. He stood there with his arms crossed and jaw dropped. Looking at that call, it looked like he was trying to sell that contact.
He gets saddled with his second foul as Dingle, an 85% free throw shooter, is at the line.
Yeah, Cole shaking his head.
And Dingle drops them both in, 17-11. Cole will have to come out. Chandler Wright returns for him. Justin Cave on the floor for Jordan Thomas for the Bobcat men. GC's lead dwindles to 5. Now we got some pressure. Cave will get it into Wesley Simpson. Ball back, knocked away by Hairston. He saves it on the baseline, drives underneath the basket, too far underneath there, and it's out of bounds off Hairston. Good hustle, but Nobody came back to help him out, and he was kind of a 1-on-3 down there.
Yeah, it was one-man show down there, but a good effort by Harrison to even get that turnover in the first place.
GC breaks the press, ahead to Cave, now to DML. Dez off to Simpson. Back to Justin, now to Dez. Against a 2-3 zone by the Lander Bearcats. Left side, no look pass to right. Now another no looker to Isaac. He can't get the shot off as he and Cabzaro are battling. In and out. It wasn't Cabzaro, it was Knight, excuse me.
It's like a loose ball foul called there against Lander. Looks like
Goldborn gets it, his first foul.
Looks like he pushed Chandler in the back a little bit.
And the first team foul on Lander brings us to our media timeout. Bobcats lead by 5 when we come back on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Same 5 stay on the floor for the Bobcats, and the same 5 for the Bearcats. It looks like no changes during the timeout. Bobcat ball on the north baseline. Dez gets it off, and ball knocked away. Tried to just shovel it into Isaac Thomas' hands, but couldn't handle it. Robinson, left corner. Dingle dribbles up on the wing, gets it back to Robinson. Comes around a moving screen. Jumper right side for 3 is too strong, and Chandler Wright taps the ball into Justin Cave's hands. Cats by 5 with the basketball. Desmond off to Justin Cave. Back around the left perimeter to Isaac Thomas, left baseline. Pushes it back outside. Cave for 3, and it rimmed off. Knight gets the rebound for Lander. He'll push it out to Sidney Robinson, the sophomore from Charleston, South Carolina.
Robinson's got that extra gear, according to Mark Gaines. They're worried about him in transition, making sure they pick him up quickly so he can't explode to the rim.
Left baseline jumper, long 2 doesn't go, and a foul over the back call, I believe, on Knight. That'll be his first, only the second team foul on Lander. GC will get 2 starters back in, Jordan Thomas and Chapin Ryerson. Isaac Thomas gets his first breather. Chandler Wright steps out as well.
And Bobcats going small here.
Trying to push their 5-point advantage against full court pressure. Dez flips it ahead to Jordan. Thomas crossover. Gets it off to Ryerson. Back around the left side to Dez. Wesley to Dez. Thought about a 3. Wesley advances. Ball got kicked into their bench. Cats will have the ball with 10 on the shot clock.
Yeah, they've been moving the ball around enough, but really just passing it around the perimeter, and I'm sure Lander will be okay with that if they just want to do that for full 30 seconds.
Well, the Bobcats again want to use some clock as much as they can. Here's Jordan fighting his way in on the baseline, rising up and scoring, and he's fouled.
Jordan Thomas, great way to use his body to slip inside there and fight through the contact to finish that layup. Great play by JT.
Goldborn gets his second foul. Isaac Thomas back on after a very short breather. Wesley Simpson steps out. JT gets his first point of the day. He's at the line now, 28 out of 43 for the year there, 65% for the sophomore from Conyers, the reigning freshman of the year in the Peach Belt Conference. And that was not a particularly good free throw.
That one was way off.
So the Cats will settle for a 7-point lead now. Bearcats with the basketball. Robinson in the midcourt circle, left side to Dingle. Dingle comes around a pick, gets it off to Robinson. Three-pointer away, hopped out of there. Isaac Thomas with a rebound. Gets it out to Dez. Flashes it ahead to Jordan. Quickly down to Isaac. He's double teamed off that left block. Bobcats work it back around. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. Play catch out front. Chapin inside the arc, and a long two doesn't go. And the Bearcats clear it.
Good open shot, though. They got it to the area of the floor that they need to against that zone, but it just didn't fall down. But good look from Chapin.
Forgot to mention that Kobzaru has come back in, replacing Goulbourne. Kobzaru to Knight now. Knight driving and dropped it off to Hairston, who drove and scored. And a foul on GC.
Yeah, and Hairston's great as a catch and shoot three-point shooter, but he's also great driving with his left and right hand. And as you see that there, they had to respect that outside shot, but then he's able to get to the rim.
Foul on Desmond. Check it. It's on Isaac Thomas. I'm sorry. I thought it was 20. It's 10. Isaac gets his first foul. Third team foul on GC. Hairston at 75% at the line this year is good. And he pulls them to within 4 at 19-15. So the Bobcats, after storming out to a 11-point lead, have seen Lander come right back in this ball game. Cole Roberts back in. Jumper for a long two. No, it's a three by DML. They can't get it. Batted into Robinson's hands. He'll go for the layup. Gets it, and a silly foul at the other end on Jordan Thomas.
That's just what we were talking about, Robinson's speed in transition. You could see him just accelerate and explode to the rim there. No one's catching him.
19-17 now. GC has seen a 9-point lead dwindle down to 2 and could be down to 1 as Robinson goes to the line. 11 of 17 at the stripe for 65%, and it's good. Got the left rim and bounded over it. A 1-point GC lead. Bobcats have hit a lull here after storming out to an early lead. Quickly ahead to Cave. Cave is fouled. Well, they risked the foul as Dingle gets saddled with his first foul and allowed Justin Cave to miss that lay-in. Justin only 2 of 9 at the line for this whole year, 22%. The sophomore from Savannah, up and in.
All the way up to 30% with
There you
that
go.
one.
That really pads his stats. Chandler right in for Cole Roberts with his second foul. Justin Cave from Islands High School on the coast hits them both. And it's 21-18. Bobcats by 3 now. Lander quickly across the timeline with Robinson using that speed. Gets it off to Hairston. Hairston with a screen from Kobzaru. Right side, Robinson for a three. It's too long. Isaac can't get the rebound, and it's thrown back onto the court. And GC's going to take it away. Justin Cave snuck in there and stole it. Desmond. Jordan Thomas just begging for the basketball over there. He said, please throw me the ball.
Look of desperation on his face. Sorry to talk over you there, Scott.
That's okay. Justin with a miss and a foul on the ensuing rebound. Kobzaru over the back of Isaac.
Played a little game of chicken there. Who's going to get the word in?
GC will bring Jordan Sterling in for his 11th game appearance, a freshman from Lithonia. Bobcats work around the zone to the right perimeter. Isaac catches, push it back outside. Jordan's going to accelerate. Roller off the window. The bank is open on a Saturday.
Look at that touch. I mean, that floater was beautiful. That was perfect from JT. Great skill to get that ball up and in.
4 points for the Bobcat leading scorer. 3 ball is up, and it's an air ball. And then Jordan Thomas gathered in the miss and got elbowed by Sidney Robinson. And we've got our under 8 timeouts with the Bobcats leading by 5. We'll be back in a minute on the Bobcat Broadcast Network.
Technologies, careers, society, it is impossible to predict the future. The jobs of tomorrow may not even exist today. At Georgia College, you will learn to be a critical thinker, to develop new ideas and out-of-the-box solutions, because those are the kind of lifelong skills you'll need in a rapidly changing world. The way we see it, it's not really about what you know. It's about how you think. Georgia College, your public liberal arts university.
GC by 5, heading into the final 8 minutes of the first half.
Just talking about how long that second unit had been in there, but you got the starters back in now.
So your play-by-play man's got to figure out who's on the floor again, as the Bearcats have used 10 players already. Dez picked up by Morris Robinson. Chapin back in. Justin has it, left side to Dez. To Cole, working on Kabzaru. Goes into the paint, muscles it up, and scores, and is fouled.
Just kind of flipped it up there. Cole Roberts showing a little touch.
Foul put on Kabzaro, his second. Team foul number 7 on Lander, and here is Cole at the line. Cole Roberts, 60% at the stripe this year, 43 of 72. And TJ Knight will have to check in for Kabzaro with his fouls. Kabzaro played 13 minutes against the Bobcats, scored only 4 points and 3 rebounds back in December. Cole Roberts had a team-high 18 points against Lander last time. He'll knock it in and then immediately leave after the three-point play. Chandler Wright replaces him. Try and squeeze some more time out. Keep Cole in the ball game. He's got 2 fouls as well. So the lead back up to 8 for the Bobcats. Quickly getting down underneath. They get it off their Knight, and it's blocked by Wright. Off to JT. He'll lay it in.
Jordan Thomas showing his speed in that coast-to-coast layup. Great play by JT after that nice block by Chandler Wright.
Biggest lead of the game for GC. Knight pushes it out to Robinson. He'll approach the top of the circle. Bobcats stay in their Vegas X. Jumper left corner, good. Nothing but net for Purdy. And a timeout called by Coach Gaines. Not happy with the lack of defense on that 3 ball. We'll stay here as Purdy drops in his 24th three-pointer of the year. He averages 40.4% from downtown. And he leads the team in made three-pointers. 24 now have dropped down off the senior from White Oak, North Carolina.
Yeah, he's got that 3-point, that quick release from beyond the arc, and Coach Gaines was saying how he wants to run him off the 3-point line because he's very dangerous when he's outside.
That stopped a 7-0 run by the Bobcats. It's a 7-point ball game now for GC. Isaac Thomas checks back in as Wright sits down. Desmond across midcourt. Going to the far sideline. Not a whole lot of movement by the Bobcats right now. Isaac catches way off the right side of the lane. Backs his way into the paint, kicks it out. 3-ball away, no good by Jordan Sterling. He's now 3 of 8 from long range for the year.
A lot of dribbles, not a whole lot of passing on that possession for the Bobcats. They're going to want to move that ball around a good bit more.
Closing down on 6 minutes to go first half. GC with a 7-point lead. High post it to Knight. He'll kick it back out to Purdy. Now to Alston. Alston to Knight. Turnaround jumper, free throw line, short. Chapin Ryerson fights for the rebound and gets it. Dez shovels it back to Chapin. Right corner now. Back out to Chapin. Open 3, and it's too strong. Knight with a rebound.
Got to knock that one down, Chapin.
Yeah, that was a wide open look for him.
You can see he clapped his hands together. He was mad that that one didn't fall for him.
Lander works it right side. Alston into the right corner, and a jumper by Purdy won't go. GC clears the long rebound. Dez almost knocked down from behind by TJ Knight. Down to 5 minutes to go in the first half. Jordan thought about it twice and put it up and put an air ball. Missed it by 2 feet at least. Lander slowing it down, strangely enough. They like to get down the floor in a hurry. Jumper away for 3 is nothing but net for Alston. 23 made three-pointers now for the junior from Brunswick, Georgia. Makes it a 28-24 Bobcat lead. Bearcats on the season are at 33% from downtown. To a cutting Ryerson, yes sir. Oh,
Ryerson rising up there and just flushing that thing. Great dump by Isaac Thomas. And Chapin Ryerson feeling himself after that slam.
They drive in and a foul call as Robinson rolled in and got slammed underneath on a push. It'll be 2 shots. Team foul number 5 on GC. And it's the second foul of the game on Jordan Thomas. So that will put Morris Robinson at the line from Leesburg, Virginia. Morris Robinson Jr., excuse me, making his 11th start of the year, averaging under 23 minutes a ball game for Coach Roberts. And the first free throw doesn't fall. Coach Roberts, of course, a longtime assistant at Lander before moving over a spot on the bench as he came back actually to Lander and in his 4th year as the head coach. Robinson at 71% for the year at the free throw line. Will try a second one, and he missed them both.
Yeah, Robinson's a very good ball handler with a high basketball IQ. He likes to use screens and uses them very well, very effectively.
Thomas to Cole off the right block. He just pushed his way in, and a foul called, a blocking foul on Alston. His first foul of the ball game. He couldn't believe that one. But he was still moving, and he was inside the semicircle, and we've got our media timeout at 3:58 to play. GC holding on with a 6-point lead when we come back to the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Cole Roberts will be at the free throw line when we get back to action here. He'll be shooting 1 and the bonus. After Alston got his first foul of the game. Cole, the junior from Atlanta out of Riverwood High, coached there by Buck Jenkins. Again, 18 points, 7 rebounds, an assist, and 4 blocks against Lander in the first matchup back on December 4th. Missed the front end, and Lander gets the rebound. So the lead stays at 6. Ball got kicked by Isaac on the entry pass. Chandler Wright comes in for Cole.
Bobcats taking care of the ball very well here so far. Just 2 turnovers in the first half.
They're among the national leaders in turnovers, fewest turnovers per ball game. Really great job of holding on to the basketball. Of course, slowing things down a lot helps that.
Mm-hmm. And a floor general like Desmond Mitchell-LaFlamme helps a lot too,
Indeed.
I'm sure.
Purdy will hold, gets it off right side now to Hairston. Hairston dribbles to the left side, 5 to shoot. Back out to Alston. Down to 3 to shoot for Purdy, down to 1, and that's a shot clock violation. The Bobcats have forced a turnover. Another excellent job defensively for the Bobcats, and Cole's going to hop right back in there. Offense-defense switch still in the first half already, huh?
I was just about to say that you took the words right out of my mouth. You usually see that just with a few minutes left in the game, even nowhere near this early I've ever seen it. But they want to, Gaines wants to use this big man as much as possible.
And the big man's got it left of the lane. Knifes between two defenders, gets it off to Simpson. And they tried to pass it back, but Alston interrupted it.
A lazy pass by Wesley there.
Yeah. Simpson dumps it down, and a block by Cole, and it's out of bounds. No, it's saved from Thomas. Cole Roberts gets his 29th block of the year. He's averaging 2 a game. And a travel. Jordan got the feet going before the ball hit the floor. GC will sub in again. Trying to buy some more time for Cole Roberts and keep him from picking up a third foul here.
Hey, use your subs if you got them. A lot of respect for Coach Gaines. Very high basketball IQ, obviously, coaching at this level, but doing a really good job working his bench so far in this game.
Well, he's got 10 guys dressed out, and 9 have seen the floor already. Purdy to Hairston. Turnaround jumper won't go. Isaac Thomas with a rebound. Cradles it to his chest. Gets it back to Dez.
Chandler may not have blocked that one, but his length sure affected that shot. I see him from my angle just flying towards the shooter. That's an intimidating length to be shooting over.
6'7" sophomore. Going to be a good one here. Once he gets the endurance picked up a little bit, maybe a little more weight on the body. Closing down on 2 to go in the ball game. Long 3 from Simpson. Off the mark. Isaac Thomas gets the rebound. No, he lost it. Chapin got it back again, and a foul on the floor before the shot. Foul is on Alston. That's 2 on him. 9 team fouls, so it's still 1 and 1 for Isaac Thomas. Isaac, co-freshman of the year 2 years ago in the Peach Belt. Well, 3 years ago now, I'm sorry. They'll get Alston out. And Knight will check in. Justin Cave is returned for Chapin Ryerson. Isaac Thomas with 8 points in the ball game at the free throw line. Got that one to fall as well. Eight-point bulge for the Bobcats. They get it down low to Knight. And Isaac just knocked it off the window. Oh, my. That's just not fair.
Isaac Thomas showing his size and athleticism there. He's really been reading the ball well recently. He's gotten himself a couple blocks in every game that I've been broadcasting at least.
Isaac up to 14 pins so far this season. DML thought about the 3. 4 to shoot. Isaac's going to take the triple, and he got it. Oh, it deadened off the heel of the bucket. Oh, my. His 8th three-pointer, make it 9. There's a steal by Simpson. Simpson going to go for the layup and got it. And the Cats have exploded to a 13-point lead. 37-24 with 1 minute to go.
Isaac Thomas now has 12 games in double figures this season after that three-point basket.
Hairston drops it off to Knight, who fumbled it out of bounds. And the Bobcats with some great defense, forcing the mistake by the Bearcats. And we'll get leading scorer Jordan Thomas in. Chandler Wright will have a seat.
Isaac Thomas close to a double-double already in the first half. 12 points, 8 boards. He's putting in work out there, man.
DML gets it ahead. Isaac, left side, Jordan for three. Yes, sir! Coming off the bench and firing. And the lead is up to 16.
Isaac Thomas now 10th all-time in career assists with 236.
Not bad for a big man, huh?
Oh, yeah.
And a foul on the rebound on Lander. And it'll be 2 shots at the north end for GC as Wiggins gets tagged with his first foul of the game. He was a point guard for his dad at Tryon High School before he got a growth spurt. So he knows how to handle the basketball. Isaac comes in averaging 3 assists a ball game.
Yeah, he's moving it around pretty well. Stuff in the stat sheet today, 12, 8, and 3 in the first half. 2 blocks as well. I don't have that in front of me, but from what I've seen, I believe it's 2 blocks.
I believe, yep. You got to believe. Desmond with the basket. A technical foul on Lander. I did not see what had happened. Javonte Williams, a freshman from Florence, South Carolina, in as the Bobcats balloon the lead to 18.
I think this is the best basketball that I've seen the Bobcats play this season.
On both ends of the floor.
Oh, yeah.
They're getting the job done defensively. Taking care of business, of course, with 42 first half points right now. Bobcats will have the basketball to start play again. The technical foul assessed on Lander after that rebound. I don't know if it was on a player or the bench. Bobcats can go for one last shot here. Trying to lead by 20. Dez standing in the Bobcat logo. And he'll get it going now with 9 seconds. Simpson to Thomas. Back out to Simpson. 3 ball with 3 seconds left. It's too strong. And a rebound taken by Lander. They can't get the shot off. So Georgia College will enjoy an 18-point bulge over the Bearcats as we have played the first 20 minutes of action here at Centennial. As you said, probably some of their best basketball all season long.
Yeah, they've been distributing the ball very well. Scoring is very evenly spread out. Isaac Thomas has 12, Jordan Thomas has 9, Chapin with 8, Cole Roberts has 7. So they don't have one star today. Isaac has been playing very, very well. 4 or 5 from the field, 2 of 2 from beyond the arc. So the Bobcats are playing very, very well right now and have turned the ball over just 4 times in the first half. And they forced 9 turnovers and have 14 points off of those turnovers. So once again, in this game, another story of turnovers just in the Bobcats' favor in the men's game.
Yeah, it's turned around a little bit from compared to the women's contest where GC committed 22 and a whole bunch of points off those 22. So we've reached halftime, and we'll be back to run through those stats in just a few minutes. Right now, the Sassy Cats to entertain.
here.
Yay!
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Hey, Banks. Have a seat and let me make you uncomfortable. Up those grades, son, or the only position you'll be playing in college is sitting on me. You're still awake? Have a seat on old Mr. Bench. At least your buns will fall asleep.
Is this the one about the high school hotshot who gets benched in college?
Hey, man, T, move down.
It's a tearjerker!
We often get the question, where does the money go? More than 90% of NCAA revenue supports 89 championships and more than 1,100 member schools that give $2.7 billion in scholarships each year. Look around you. There are more than 450,000 student athletes competing every year, succeeding on the field, in the classroom, and in life. Bottom line, we put our money where our mission is.
What you've gained as a student will be just as important to you as what you did as a player. As long as you know that you made the effort to do the best of which you're capable, there's no failure. Success on 3.
There are over 400,000 NCAA student athletes. And just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
I guess sometimes things just happen. Devastating things. Your whole world changes in an instant. That's what happened to me the day my mother had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours. In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
Get in the way and disrupt the situation.
Codify an authority.
Or walk them home safely.
We can change the language around rape.
We can make campuses safer for our teammates, our friends, and our classmates.
We cannot be bystanders.
Taking action isn't always easy, but it's on us
to intervene.
Because we can. Learn more and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I'm doing what I'm doing today.
Bobcats with an 18-point lead at the break. They finished off this ball game, this first half, Graham Hill, with a 14-0 run as Georgia College took advantage of some mistakes by Lander, cashing in on the turnovers and cashing in on some good shooting as well.
Yeah, Scott. Bobcats shot very well in that first half. Shot just under 50%, where as we see the Bearcats shooting about 35%. Bobcats knocked down 5 3-pointers in the first half. And capitalized it, as you said, off those turnovers. They got 14 points off of 9 Bearcat turnovers, which has really been big, as the Bearcats have no points off of the 4 turnovers from the Bobcats that they have forced. Bobcats also have the edge on the boards, 19-16 in total rebounds, and 5-2 on the offensive glass. And the Bobcats have 8 assists on 15 field goals, so they've been sharing the ball really well. We saw them moving the ball around very nicely in that first half. Whereas the Bearcats have just 1 assist on their 8 field goals. But the story of the first half for me was Isaac Thomas. Isaac Thomas really filling it up all around the floor. He's got 12 points, 8 boards, 3 assists, and also added 3 blocks. I was 1 short with my estimate earlier in the first half of his 2 blocks, but he's really stuffing the stat sheet and has been the best player on the floor tonight for the Bobcats.
Yeah, we just need to get him a steal, and he'll fill up the entire stat sheet here.
Yeah.
So Isaac's done a great job leading the Bobcats in scoring with 12 points. Jordan Thomas right behind with 9. 8 points for Chapin Ryerson, 7 for Cole Roberts, and then 2 for Desmond Mitchell-LaFlamme. Got to get Des going, but he's only taken 2 shots in the ball game, and one of them was 3-point land. Wesley Simpson off the bench with 2 points, and Justin Cave added a pair of free throws as well. For Lander, their leading scorer with 8 points is Markel Wiggins, and he is their leading scorer overall. 5 points for Elijah Alston, 3 points for Ryu Purdy, and then 3 more points off the bench from Sidney Robinson and Jamarius Hairston, and 2 points off free throws by Jordan Dingle. So the Bobcats did a good job shooting the basketball at the north end. Let's see if that'll translate here in the second half at the south end. Bobcats' biggest lead was the 18 points that we have right here at the break at 42-24, as Georgia College coming up with 5 blocks in that first half. Graham, you said 3 for Isaac, but also Cole Roberts got 1, and Wesley Simpson, I'm sorry, looking at the wrong line there, it was Chandler Wright with the other block. So GC snuffing off some shots.
Yeah, they're getting their hands very involved so far in the game, and even when Chandler didn't get a block, we saw him affecting several different shots inside, as he played a lot more defense than Cole Roberts did in that first half, as Coach Gaines was going for the offense-defense substitutions to keep Roberts out of foul trouble. But Chandler Wright's been his length has been very useful so far for Gaines inside. He's been affecting shots. He's been grabbing some rebounds, but he's been good for the Bobcats today.
Yeah, back end of that 1-1-3 zone has helped out as well. The Bobcats ball game, it was a tight ball game for a while, kind of bounced back and forth. The lead changed 5 times in that first half. It was tied once, but then the Bobcats took over at 8-6 really, and hadn't looked back since. They had an 11-0 run in the first few minutes of this ball game, and then, as we said, finished off the first half with a 14-0 run. So Lander's got to try and get back in this basketball game again and just try and find which 5 is going to work right for him, because you saw Coach Roberts with a wholesale change. All 5 guys, the starters, were on the bench after the first 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, the starters really haven't been getting the job done for Lander. I mean, no one's really been getting the job done except for Wiggins, and his 8 points came in the first 4 minutes of the game, so he's really quieted down as this half went on. But Georgia College has been stifling them on defense. 5 blocks, 5 steals, just affecting lots of shots and avoiding second chance opportunities for the Bearcats. And then they've been converting on the other end, just been very efficient on offense, and I'm really impressed with what I've seen from the Bobcats today.
It'll be Lander's ball to start the second half. They'll be headed to the north goal here as GC tries to get closer to 500 in the Peach Belt. They're now 3-5 on the year. And Lander, with a win, would get back to the 500 mark in conference play at 4-5. Grant Toady, our lead official, wanted to check some stats, I guess, in that first half.
Just interested, just curious.
Bobcats will have the starting 5 back out there. Mitchell LaFlamme, Ryerson, the 2 Thomases, and Cole Roberts. They go in the left corner. Bobcats hawking the basketball again. Purdy has it. Back around the right perimeter. Straight away to Purdy. He'll pass it around right side. 3-ball up and good. Jordan Dingle knocked it in. His 15th three-pointer of the year. Averages about 1 of every 3 shots going down. Jordan Thomas spinning, gets it off to Isaac. Isaac hop step in the lane, floats it up and scores again. He's got 14 now. Alston, Knight fights his way in left side of the lane. They'll push it back out. Jordan, or rather Purdy with a shot.
Shut that
Coming
thing
up
from Macon.
Yeah, he did. He put that one way outside. That was from the parking lot at least. Bobcats with a 17-point lead. Their biggest is 18. High post to Isaac, rather. Had it poked out of bounds from behind. Cats will maintain possession with 8 on the shot clock.
You know, it didn't look like much, but that pass fake from DML really opened up that lane for Isaac to get that ball in the danger spot of the zone. But just little things like that just show DML's basketball IQ.
Jordan Thomas, 3 from the corner, got it. Jordan Thomas, our leader in 3 balls made, gives the Cats a 20-point lead. Spinning underneath, and the shot is off the mark by Goulbourne. They'll get a rebound, stick back.
You know you're feeling it when you pump fake and your man flies by and you still step back and hit the 3 from a different spot. JT plays with a lot of swagger.
And a lot of focus. 47-29. GC now by 18. Working around the perimeter. Here is Chapin, and Chapin got fouled, I believe. Got a hold on number 3, Alston. That'll be his 3rd foul. GC to inbound, left of the basket. Jordan Thomas hopping up, and he'll take the long bomb and miss it. And the Bobcats can't rebound. Almost thrown out of bounds into our lap. Jordan Dingle saves it. Dingle picks up the dribble, gets it to Knight. He pushes it back outside. Alston for 3 will hammer it in.
Alston's so dangerous from out there. Shooting almost 40% from beyond the arc.
That'll give him 23 made 3-pointers, make it 24. He had one in the first half. Isaac looking to Cole. Cole catches, works it in, and he's fouled. Goulbourne gets his 3rd. As he tried to out-muscle Cole Roberts, and not too many folks can do that. Goulbourne goes 220, but Cole is at least 245. Here's Cole at the line for a pair. 60% free throw shooter on the year. Our leading rebounder, tied for 2nd in the conference, misses the first one. He is now 1 for 3 at the line today. He had missed 2 in a row at the end of the first half, and he'll knock down that second one. GC holding him at arm's length still. They almost had it over and back. Roberts denies Goulbourne, but he goes out and gets the ball. Ball almost picked off by Jordan. Bounce pass down low to Knight, and Knight missed it off the window. Tried to get the rebound, and he was fouled as he tried to bring it back up. And it's on Isaac Thomas, number 2 on Isaac.
Made sure to put his arm up quickly. Make sure that foul wasn't attributed to Cole.
Yeah. Knight at 29% at the free throw line. That's only his 8th free throw of the year. He's now 2 out of 8, so he's under that 29% mark. From Lexington, South Carolina, tomahawks that one and misses it short. So he over-adjusted. And the Cats' lead is still 16, so good foul there. Try and press against the Bobcats. Ryerson drives, gets it back. We shovel it right side. Jordan spots up for a three, and it's too long. Roberts will be called for the foul coming over the back. And Cole picks up his third foul.
I don't know about that call. He got up higher than anybody to get that ball. I think that was a good rebound. Pleading his case with the officials right now.
Purdy will bring it into the forecourt. Chandler Wright will come off the bench. Now we got to worry about Cole getting a cheap fourth foul. Blocked by Ryerson. Hey, Chapin got up for it.
Everybody is today.
That's his 9th block of the year. Ryerson way back outside. Now the Bobcats are going to be content each trip to work some time off the clock. Play Bobcat basketball here, especially against the zone. Cole has his pocket pick.
Got lazy with it.
Purdy rushes it into the forecourt, far sideline. Dingle, turnaround jumper by Goldborn is off the rim, and Isaac Thomas will get the rebound. GC again into the forecourt, slows it down. Jordan out in front of the zone, high posted to Cole. He'll turn around and shoot from 18 and drop it. Yes, sir.
That's been a big improvement in Cole's game since he was a freshman. He's been stepping out a little bit more, taking some more 15 to 18 footers.
Yep.
He's been knocking them down much more consistently than he used to.
Those long range shots of his, a jumper up won't go, and Ryerson says, hey, look what I found. Right into his hands. DML to Thomas, and it's out of bounds. Off Lander when we come back. Went for the alley-oop, and the ball hit off either the iron or the backboard, and the Lander Bearcat knocked it out of bounds. Timeout. We'll be back in just a minute. The Bobcat Broadcast Network.
Technologies, careers, society. It is impossible to predict the future. The jobs of tomorrow may not even exist today. At Georgia College, you will learn to be a critical thinker, to develop new ideas and out-of-the-box solutions, because those are the kind of lifelong skills you'll need in a rapidly changing world. The way we see it, it's not really about what you know. It's about how you think. Georgia College, your public liberal arts university.
Bobcats have had a 20-point lead here in the second half. Right now it's 18. As we got that under 16 timeout. GC will have the ball when we whistle it back into play. Official waiting on the second horn, I guess, and we're not going to have it. Dez to put it in. Has to trigger it out deep. Wesley Simpson in the ball game now, the freshman from McDonough and Union Grove High. Around the right perimeter to GT. To Isaac. Isaac on the drive, right of the lane. He's going to take it in against Cobzaro. Missed it, and there is Chandler Wright with a follow-up. Nice job by Chandler to volleyball that one up.
Great move to get inside by Isaac Thomas. Nice spin move. Couldn't quite finish it, but great way to follow it by Chandler Wright.
There's that 20-point lead again for GC. Lander works it outside to Alston. Alston to Knight. Knight pitches it back to the right wing. Purdy for three. Doesn't go. Isaac Thomas rebound. Off to Jordan Thomas. 2-on-2. Jordan going to take it to the rack and score. Oh, my. That was sweet.
He is so good in the air, adjusting and playing through contact. And then no matter what kind of tough defense he's going up against, he's always able to adjust. I'm always impressed with the way that he adjusts, especially in the air.
TJ Knight pulls it back out on the wing, delivers it up top to Alston. Hairston with it. Now to Purdy. Across the circle, right side, Alston with a three. Dropped that one in, and Coach Roberts wants a timeout.
That's Alston's third three-pointer of the day. That's been one of their only bright spots has been his shooting, 3 of 4 from beyond the arc. Elijah Alston.
That'll put him up to 25 made three-pointers for the season. Easy for me to say. Timeout taken by the Bobcats. I thought it was Coach Roberts using the timeout, but it's a full timeout, so we'll step aside as well. You're on BBN. Well, Coach Gaines has taken 2 timeouts after made three-pointers by the Bearcats. He doesn't like the way the Bobcats are defending the three, apparently. He's only got 1 timeout left.
14 minutes to play. You know, they'll be hoping that they keep this distance so they don't need to use any timeouts late.
Bearcats
when they don't have them.
Immediately with a press here. Justin Cave across the timeline. And DML will hold it in the midcourt. Dez going to the far sideline. I'm sure he wants us to say hi to his mom once again. Stop and go underneath the paint and gets it back again. Oh, he had an open look. Takes underneath the rack again, drops it off to Chandler. Chandler floats it up and scores.
Chandler showing a little offensive prowess.
And there is going to be a blocking foul at the other end, and Wright hit the deck hard.
Yeah, it looks like he might have caught an elbow to the face, looks like on that Euro step.
Checking to see if there's any blood. Chandler picks up his first foul. And to the line is Jamarius Hairston, freshman from Salisbury, North Carolina. 75% at the line for Coach Roberts this season. Played 10 minutes against the Bobcats back in December, but no other stats for him of significance. And he will try to get them back inside 20 points. One more try for Jamarius, making his 11th appearance on the year. He started a couple ball games for the Bearcats. Missed the second free throw. Chandler got the rebound. Off to Dez. Desmond Mitchell-LaFlamme showing off the dribbling skills. Will lay it all the way in.
He is so quick and showing his balance. Going full speed into the lane, but still completely under control to knock that layup in.
Again, he did not come off the floor in the first half. Still not off the floor here in this ball game. TJ Knight drives and he walked with it. Tried to get around a couple of Bobcat defenders. Chandler Wright with a good defensive effort. Still looking at the schnoz there, see if it's bleeding. I don't know if he's having some issues with it or not. He may have to come off the floor if he's got blood on the uni. And one of the officials is going to take a look at that. Regis Young will check that out, and they'll get him off the floor. The doctor is going to have to take care of that. Paul Higgs, the head trainer of the Cats. Cole Roberts returns.
Unfortunate situation. Gets elbowed in the mouth and gets a foul called
right
on him.
Right.
That's not what you like to see.
Desmond gets the handoff from Simpson. Picked up by Sidney Robinson. Dribble drive up top for the Bobcats. Backdoor bounce pass. He'll lay it in. And a foul called. What a look from Justin Cave. And Ryan Aquino, the assistant coach, saluting Cave on that backdoor bounce pass.
Yeah, great look from Justin Cave, as we'll see here on this replay. Great hesitation on the pass, waiting for Simpson to make his move. Perfect bounce pass, and then Simpson gets himself a little bit under the basket, but able to fight through the contact and get that one up and in for the and one.
Alston gets his fourth foul and cannot get the follow-up free throw. Simpson struggling at the line this year, came in at 1 out of 4. But still a 14-point lead, a 24-point lead, excuse me. I can't do math in my head too well. Missed big time, and GC with a rebound. Shoveled it off to Cole. Cole fought it up there too strong. And a foul on the rebound, and it might be against the big 32. Let's hope not. It'll be on Cave, his first foul. Cole will go out anyway. Chandler Wright back in. Isaac Thomas as well. Yep. Early on. We saw that in the first half again. Trying to limit the damage for the foul situation for Cole Roberts. Cole averages only 23.5 minutes a game. It's up to 26 minutes in conference games, but coach would love to get him out there for 30 a ball game. And TJ Knight drops in his fourth three-pointer of the year. Ryerson back out to Cave. He'll launch a three and hit it. Justin Cave, only a 25% three-ball shooter on the year, but he made that one straight and true. Harrison off the night, way outside. And he'll get it to Cabzaro. They got both of them in there now. They go left baseline, dribbling up on the wing is Robinson. Now he'll report to the top of the circle, explode down the left side of the lane, and Chandler Wright got him. That's two on Chandler.
Hairston showing his quickness again, or Robinson, I'm sorry.
Media timeout, 11:41 to go. Bobcats lead by 24. We'll be back in just a minute on the Bobcat Broadcast Network. Under 12 minutes left, and GC trying to pick up its 9th win of the year overall, 4th in the conference. And it's two shots for Sydney Robinson, the 6-foot sophomore from Charleston, South Carolina. Nails the first free throw. 65% at the line on the year for the sophomore.
Averages 10.5 points off the bench per game.
Big contributor for Coach Roberts, and he'll get both of them.
You saw on your screens Isaac Thomas with a double-double again today. He's been getting a lot of those recently.
Chapin with a jump pass over to Justin Cave as we beat the backcourt pressure by the Lander Bearcats. Again, with a big lead, GC settles into a slowdown, and a Chapin Ryerson three won't fall. Here's Robinson again. He's going to take it all the way in, missed the layup, and a putback is good.
He might have missed the layup, but his quickness caused him problems again for GC in transition, which is exactly what Gain has had in the scouting report. You need to stop the ball high, make sure it doesn't have the freedom to get to the rim when he wants to.
Still a lot of time left, 11 minutes to go, just under that now, and there's Robinson with a steal, as Isaac was a little sloppy with the basketball, and Robinson's going to pour it in for a layup. Back-to-back baskets by Sydney Robinson keeps the Bearcat hopes alive. Robinson up to 7 points, they say, on the board. Thought he had more than that. DML has it on the left wing. Isaac working on TJ Knight, and offensive foul called. And Knight bought that one, I think. Isaac will get his third foul. So all of a sudden, things starting to turn around a little bit here. Bobcats need to get right back in it. They'll get Cole Robertson with his 3 fouls.
It's been very, very high energy throughout this game, so they need to get that energy back for the last 10 minutes of this game.
Jordan Thomas may be trying to do just that as he comes back onto the floor. Lander with a 6-0 run here has gotten back in this ball game. Still down by 18. Driving is Hairston, and a held ball called. Cole Roberts got in there. He put his hand to his chest. He was hoping he wasn't going to get his 4th foul. Instead, it's a jump ball, and GC's got the ball on the arrow.
Cole Roberts, just seen him. That's the second time he's done that today. Just had someone drive straight at him and just basically tie the ball up right there in between the 2 players. Great job by Roberts.
Just past the midway point of the second half. Cole's got it left of the lane. Turnaround jumper. Yes, sir. Use the glass, big man.
Is that Tim Duncan? That was a Tim Duncan type shot.
They kick it back out to Hairston. Back around the left side. Robinson for a triple. He drained that one. What a spark he has been for these Bearcats.
He has their last 7 points, I think.
17-point lead for GC. Robinson clapping his hands as DML gets across the timeline against him. And a whistle.
Oh.
Offensive foul called.
Moving screen.
Moving screen on Cole. There he gets his 4th foul. So he will have to come out with 9:24 left. And Isaac Thomas quickly back out on the floor. Not a good time for the offensive foul on Cole Roberts with a moving screen. And the energy has just been kind of sucked out of the building right now for the Bobcats.
Yeah, it's almost like we don't have a 17-point lead. We're 14 now, sheesh.
Purdy just bombed one from downtown. 65-51. They have gone on a 12-2 run to cut down the lead for the Bobcats. Dez drives, had the ball poked away from behind, out of bounds to the Bobcats with 9 on the shot clock. Ryerson returns for Justin Cave.
Now, all of a sudden, a few good possessions in a row for the Bearcats, giving them a little bit of belief. Sydney Robinson has been the spark here in the past few minutes for Lander.
Simpson off to Ryerson, right corner. And Thomas stepped on the sideline. A turnover by the Bobcats. You got to watch where you are.
It's the Bobcats' 9th turnover. They've already surpassed the amount they had in the first half, so haven't been taking care of the ball as well in the second half.
Held ball called again. This time the Bearcats will have possession of it still. They're going to bring Roberts back in.
I don't know about that call.
Simpson will
especially on defense right now. They're going to go after him immediately, I'm sure. Or they should at least.
Robinson. Knight. Blocked by Isaac. Isaac reaches up and grabs the loose ball.
Cole's got to be careful. He was swinging his arms around trying to get that ball, get that loose ball, but luckily didn't make too much contact with anybody. But he needs to be more careful so he doesn't foul out with 8 minutes to go.
Bobcats look a little bit out of sync here. Here's Cole catcher and the assist from DML.
They were in sync there. Perfect little lob from DML to Cole.
Knight lobs it left corner, 3 ball up, and he missed it badly that time, but recovered by a teammate, and then they throw it out of bounds. Purdy gathered in the miss, tried to hit Robinson in the corner, and unfortunately Sydney couldn't hold on to it. The under 8 timeout, Georgia College with a 16-point lead. Back in a bit on Bobcat Broadcast Network.
Hey, Banks, have a seat and let me make you uncomfortable. Up those grades, son, or the only position you'll be playing in college is sitting on me. You're still awake? Have a seat on old Mr. Bench. At least your buns will fall asleep.
Is this the one about the high school hotshot who gets benched in college?
Hey, Manty, move down.
It's a tearjerker!
Bobcats finally get a bucket there to lead by 16. Still a long time left in this one, 7:45. And you got Cole Roberts with 4 fouls, Isaac Thomas with 3. Both of them are on the floor.
Cole Roberts, Isaac Thomas, and Jordan Thomas all tied for the lead for the Bobcat scorers, each with 14.
Good balance there for the Bobcats offense. GC shooting well tonight, 52% right now from the floor. High posted to Cole. Cole looking low for Isaac. Isaac going to back his way in. Turnaround jumper. Missed it too strong. Alston defending him. Sidney Roberts going to be called for an offensive foul. DML, Purple Heart points for you, young man.
Putting his body on the line. You can hear that contact from here, even through my headphones. With the headset on, I could still hear the exclamation from DML as he took that hit straight to the chest.
He was pounded to the turf. Well, not turf, but the floor. Ryerson. It looked like a football hit.
Our court's a little bit nicer than that, Scott.
Well, that's true. Yeah, we don't play on dirt and grass, do we? Ryerson out, Simpson back in for the Bobcats. Isaac asks for and gets the ball. He'll bring it up across the timeline, drop it for Dez. Dez picked up by Robinson. In a big battle there. Dez just holding on to the basketball. 5-second count on Desmond. He held the basketball too long and was tightly guarded. So turnover GC, that's 10. First time they've been at double figures in turnovers in about 3 or 4 games.
I saw the official counting, and Dez had no idea that he was even in the closely guarded range. He thought the defender was far enough away.
Under 7 minutes to play. The Bobcats lead is 16. Turnaround jumper won't go, and Simpson gets the rebound on the miss by Goulbourne.
Nice board by Wes.
Good box out for the freshman. Played his high school ball at Union Grove. He's 2-time all-region player there. Dez will hold it again. Now he'll put it on the floor. Get it back again. He'll pop a 3, and it's off the front rim. Goulbourne with a rebound. Lander to the north end. Alston into the hands of Dingle. Jordan Dingle gets around Jordan Thomas, and it's blocked by Chandler Wright, but he got him underneath, I guess. Maybe with the legs, and that's 3 on Chandler. And it's team foul number 8 on the Bobcats. Lander's only been whistled 4 times here in the second half. It's 2 shots anyway, as Dingle drops in the first one. The senior from Aiken, 9 points, a rebound, and an assist against the Bobcats back in December when the Bearcats knocked us off, 82-74. Dingle got them both.
The Bobcats have such a bright future. They've got so much young talent, including this man with the ball, Wesley Simpson. He's going to be great for the Bobcats, but 11 out of the 14 players on their roster, underclassmen. So Bobcats could have a lot of success in the upcoming years with this young team, especially with guys like Jordan Thomas and Wesley Simpson getting a lot of playing time. Chandler Wright is increasing role in the team, and then they got a lot of talented guys on the bench that we haven't seen much of yet. But Georgia College set up well for the future.
Robinson for 3. It's off the mark, and they'll get the rebound, and it's tipped out of bounds. No, a foul.
Ooh, looked like he was just going to say out of bounds initially. Looked like his hand was just up, like he was going to signal.
And that's 4 on Chandler Wright, so he will come out. Isaac Thomas replaces him. Simpson departs for Ryerson.
All the big men getting in foul trouble.
Yeah, you got 4 now on Wright, 4 on Roberts, and 3 on Isaac Thomas. And here's Alston at the free throw line. He started all the ball games this season for the Bearcats. He misses the front end of 1-1. A break there for GC. Cats by 14 with 5.5 to go. Ever since we went to the slowdown, it's kind of taken our edge away offensively. High posted to Isaac, back outside. Jordan for 3, in and out. Bobcats have been one shot and out a lot here. And here is a foul reach in on GC. It's going to go against Dez.
That man, Sidney Robinson, has just been like a thorn in the side of Georgia College today, especially on transition, showing his speed, just getting to the rim basically at will, is getting to the line a couple times, and just really been the best player for Lander so far in this game.
That puts the Bobcats over the double bonus limit. So it'll be 2 shots the rest of the day for Lander. And Robinson drops in the first one. He's got 11 points in the ball game. Second one coming, and it's too strong. Cole Roberts rips it down. He'll get it out to Desmond. Dropping down to 5 minutes left. GC's lead is 13. Been as many as 24 in the second half, twice. Desmond with 8. Desmond driving, going to take it in, lay it up, and missed it. Put back by Roberts, won't go. And the blue shirts come away with the basketball. Another wasted trip for the Bobcats. 3-ball down the well for Alston.
Alston is on fire. 4 of 5 from beyond the arc.
And the lead is 11 now. GC, we were bragging about the shooting a while ago, but boy, they've dropped off the table now. Here's Jordan. Got it, and a foul. Nice drive to the rack. Jordan Thomas gets fouled by Cobizaru.
And JT coming up with a big bucket just when the Bobcats needed it most. Looked like they were getting a little bit unsure as the lead had dropped down to just 10 points. But JT gets inside and puts that tough layup in just when they needed the most.
He
Lead
missed.
Back up to 12, but can't complete the and one.
Moving screen, Cobizaru gets his 4th foul and his 2nd in a matter of seconds.
The Bobcats have not shot the free throws well today, just 8 of 14. JT 0 of 2 from the line. 2 and 1 opportunities missed for Jordan Thomas.
Last one to give before the bonus, as Lander's sitting on 6 personals here in the second half. Isaac Thomas left of the lane, takes his way in against Cobizaru and is going to score. Yeah, he knew that Cobizaru couldn't defend against him with the 4 fouls.
Go to Isaac every time if he's going to defend like that.
High post it to the Romanian. He'll pull it out, get it off to Robinson. Robinson accelerates down the lane, lays it up, missed it. Rebound by Chapin Ryerson. Big board there for Chapin. Cats with a 14-point lead, under 3.5 to go. And holy smoke, that was 10 seconds off the clock already. And a turnover on GC. Our under 4 timeout, back in a minute. Bobcat Broadcast Network.
We often get the question, where does the money go? More than 90% of NCAA revenue supports 89 championships and more than 1,100 member schools that give $2.7 billion in scholarships each year. Look around you. There are more than 450,000 student athletes competing every year, succeeding on the field, in the classroom, and in life. Bottom line, we put our money where our mission is.
Bobcats trying to hold on for the final 3:23 of this one. Isaac Thomas, Jordan Thomas, Cole Roberts, Chapin Ryerson, and Desmond Mitchell-Laflamme on the floor. JT with 16 points in the ball game, a couple of assists, as you see on the screen. And it's picked off by Ryerson. They're trying to get it to Purdy in the corner. And Chapin intercepted it. So GC will work it down. Des got into the forecourt in a hurry this time.
Maybe a little bit comedically.
I wonder if he was looking at.
Puts his head down and sprints into the front court.
Now Purdy is switched off and picked him up. Bounce pass off to Chapin. Down low to Cole. Right side Dez. 4 to shoot. Chapin outside. Going to launch a 3 off balance, and he hit it. Oh, baby. Shot clock was down to about 3 seconds when he put it up there, and he was not squared away. Purdy will take it to the rack, and he will score.
After all this, Bobcats still maintaining a 15-point lead. After it seems like they've been playing not their best brand of basketball in the second half, but they still have a very comfortable double figures lead with 2:20 to go.
Robinson fighting against DML. Dez with 10 to shoot. Gets it off to Jordan. Jordan going to go one-on-one. Take it to the rack. No, but a foul call as Purdy went one-on-one with him. And bodied him up for the first foul of the ball game against Ryu. GC will have some changes when we get the first free throw from Jordan Thomas. There'll be 2 shots for Jordan that put him over the limit with her 7th team foul. But Jordan was in the act of shooting.
Matthew Quint set to check in, which will be the 10th and final available active player.
It'll be the 6th game for Matthew. He's back healthy again. Had a bad cold for a week or more. Purdy has some blood on the uniform, I think, so he's been sent to the sideline. And they're getting the trainer to work on the uniform. And Chet Mirabal says it's okay. And that stoppage will allow the Bobcats to get Desmond off the floor for the first time in about 4 ball games.
I kind of wanted to see him stay on just for the novelty of it at this point.
Yeah, can you imagine playing 4 straight 40-minute games at this level? Jordan Thomas with 17 now.
I've done it in intramurals. I don't know about college basketball.
College hoops at Division II. Second one is good, and he'll step out now.
There's only a slight difference in the level of competition.
So the Bobcats have Wesley Simpson, Jordan Sterling, Chandler Wright, Justin Cave on the floor, and Matthew Quint to round out the 5 with 2 minutes to go. Left corner 3 is off the mark. Will track down the rebound. Jordan Sterling brings it in. Only his 3rd rebound of the year. Here's Wesley Simpson. Matthew Quint to Cave to Simpson. Back to Cave. Quint drives baseline, got cut off. 90 seconds to go. Backdoor pass to Justin Cave, and he'll score. Good look from outside. 78-59. Jumper away, foul is called. My goodness, Sterling got all his money on that one. His first foul of the game. Jordan only played a minute against these Bearcats back in December. And now Jordan Dingle at the line again, with the Bobcats holding a good-sized lead with just a little over a minute to go. And the first free throw is up and too strong. Lander will get their final couple guys back off the bench. Scott Harvey making his 3rd appearance of the year from Cornelius, North Carolina, 6'8" freshman on the floor. Jamonte Williams goes on for the 2nd time today.
Scott, you already talked about it, but Desmond wants us to reiterate that he tells his mom hello.
Okay. Did he? I'm sorry, I had my head down. Was he talking across the way?
Oh no, I got a text from Riley.
Okay.
Riley told me to remind our viewers and Desmond's mom that he says hi. Always such a positive face around the athletic department here, Desmond Mitchell-LaFlamme.
He even treats old men nice. Here's Chandler driving, didn't get it. Williams with a rebound, his 1st rebound of the year. Under a minute to go now. Right side bomb for Purdy, didn't get it. Rebound into the hands of Chandler Wright. Chandler having a good day on the boards today. Good day overall. Justin Cave dribbles out of trouble, gets it off now to Sterling, and the ball tipped out of bounds. GC maintains possession with 13 on the shot clock. It'll be Matthew Quint, the sophomore from Statham, Georgia, and North Oconee High, inbounding it. Gets it into Simpson. He hits the jumper from back of the free throw line. And the Bobcats have 80 points on the day. They came in averaging 77 a ball game in both overall and conference stats. Three-pointer down the well for Jordan Dingle.
Dingle into double figures now as Bobcats will just dribble this one out. Great win today for Georgia College.
Bouncing back from the midweek loss at Clayton State. And Georgia College will go to 9-6 overall, 4-5 in the Peach Belt Conference. Lander falling to 5-11 and 4-6 in conference play. A big 80-64 win for the Bobcats this afternoon here at Centennial. And GC defending the home court. We'll get the final stats to you in just a little bit as the handshake line finishes up. Mark Gaines will be along to talk to us in a second as well. Great balanced scoring. 4 guys in double figures today, Graham Hill.
Jordan Thomas, Isaac Thomas, Cole Robertson, Chapin Ryerson, all in double figures today for the Bobcats. Isaac Thomas gets himself another double-double as well as moving himself up in the Georgia College leaderboards in points and assists. But a great overall performance from the Bobcats today to get that nice 16-point win over Lander.
So GC comes away with a win at Centennial. We'll mic up Coach Gaines after he goes through a couple of handshakes here. And we'll talk to the head Bobcat. Well, that's a good way to bounce back from a midweek loss, Coach.
Yes, it was.
It was. You really got things started in that first half. A couple of good runs. You closed out the first half of the 14-0 run to end that first 20 minutes of action. So great balanced scoring for you.
Yeah, I thought we set the tone really late in the first half. I think it was a 6-point game, and then all of a sudden it went up to, I think, 16 or 18 at halftime. We played hard. The guys are really, they were locked in today. I felt like Clayton State probably played their best game of the year against us up there, and we were just a step slow. But the way I looked at it was we had won 3 out of 4, so now we've won 4 out of 5,
right.
And we still got 2 games stand. But our zone defense was the difference tonight. Besides the effort, I thought the guys did a nice job in their zone.
In that second half, we got the big lead, then you started milking some clock, and that maybe kind of slowed them down, took them a little bit out of their sync a little bit?
No, I don't think so. No, I think D. Fuller is my mathematician, and I talk to him on occasion. I work to look at the clock, how many possessions we're up. No, I don't think that's what it was. I think that is, some people say it like a prevent offense. I call it prevent lose. We prevent ourselves from losing the game, but maybe a little bit. But I just thought that the execution, because we have guys just like we had a couple years ago. We have some guys that can finish late in the clock. If I didn't feel like we had guys that can finish late in the clock, like JT and Dez and Isaac and Colton, some of those guys, we probably wouldn't be able to do that. But I have the full confidence in our guards to make plays at the end of the clock. And but I can see where it might have kept us a little bit off rhythm.
Shot real well in the second half, got 59% for the game, 52.5%. Nice to be at home and shooting well, huh?
Yes, nice. Thanks for the crowd for coming out. I thought they were a huge difference. And, I'm still a little bit disappointed in our defense. What do they shoot from the three-point line?
Got them at 44%.
Yeah.
Well, second half, 47% for the game.
So they shoot 47% from the floor and win by 16 points.
Yeah.
We did not defend the 3 well at all on the wing, and that's something that we're going to continue to have to address, get out there. They have a really good shooting team. Point of emphasis with number 3, Alston, however you pronounce it correctly. He made 4 threes, and I thought some of the other guys made some tough shots, but he had some pretty easy looks, and he's one of the top 10 shooters in the Peach Belt Conference that we have to be aware of from the three-point line, and we just didn't have the awareness. I give them some credit. They were driving and kicking us, but we have to do a better job of containing the dribble in order to be able to get out there on the shots.
I noticed that you used a lot of your timeouts because of the three-point shots.
Point of emphasis.
Point of emphasis.
And point of emphasis. Take away the three. That's the point of emphasis. Moving. How many threes do we make?
Let's see. We got 8 out of 24.
And they made 10, so we're minus 6 points at the three. And
right.
It might not have hurt us today, but that's something
Somewhere.
that can hurt us down the line. So just looking forward, we have to take the three ball away. And I'm not going to say at all costs, but we have to do a better job of talking in our defense and moving in our defense. But 10 for 21 from three. Give them credit; they made some shots, but it was too high a percentage for us to really. It was okay defense, but not what we need in order to move forward in the Peach Belt.
Nice to get everybody in the ball game. A chance for everybody that dressed out today. Matthew Quint got a chance to get on the floor, so it was great to see everybody perform, and they produced for the most part.
Yeah, I was glad to get Matthew. Matthew works hard every single day. He works hard, and I wish it was like Abe's playing rec ball over there at Baldwin County Rec. I wish everybody would play the exact same amount of minutes, but that's just not the way it works. And but he works hard. He's a team guy, and I was happy to see him. And he didn't force shots either. And that's what kind of character he is. He was going to give it to wherever he was open. And that's all of our guys. But I was happy to see him get some time. Justin Cave, I thought he's got some spring. The last layup, he jumps up. He's had some Achilles issues, and he jumped up and laid that ball in, and that was good. He's telling me that he's feeling better. So with Justin playing, better, getting some more time, and Chandler, I want to talk about Chandler.
Oh, I was going to mention Chandler, yeah, because he had a fantastic ball game for you. The numbers aren't all that great, 4 points for 4 rebounds, but he did a lot of little things that don't go in the stat sheet.
Yeah, he's really come along here in this year, and last year as a freshman, it's hard for freshmen, especially forwards, because it's so physical, but he's almost like our unsung hero that never gets not in the newspaper or anything like that, but what he can do is give Isaac and Cole breathers, and he's got a high motor. He sprints the floor. He's actually turned into a really nice passer, and he's gotten a lot better finishing inside. So I want to make sure I mention him specifically because he has done a really nice job in fulfilling that role because Cole's a big guy. And, he can't play 40 minutes.
Right.
And I'm not sure how many minutes Cole played.
Cole for 18.
18 minutes.
Yeah,
so
you were subbing him offense, defense switch in the first half.
That's right. Doing that and prevent him from picking up fouls because Cole is aggressive. But no, Chandler's done, like all the guys, he's done a nice job in really starting in his role. And everybody can't be the leading scorer or whatever. And he's done a really nice. Very proud of Chandler.
Congratulations, Coach.
Hey, go Bobcats. Thanks,
all right,
Scott.
Mark Gaines, head coach of the Bobcats, as GC comes away with a big win, 80-64 over the Lander Bearcats. 18 points for Jordan Thomas, 16 for Isaac Thomas, and he had the double-double with 11 rebounds. 14 points for Cole Roberts, 11 points for Chapin Ryerson. Rounding out the scoring for the Bobcats, Desmond Mitchell-LaFlamme had only 4 points in the ball game, but he had 6 assists. Good distribution of the basketball. Wesley Simpson had a good game with 6 points. 7 for Justin Cave, 4 points for Chandler Wright, as we mentioned. For Lander, they only had 3 players in double figures, led by Elijah Alston with 14. He had 4 3-pointers made. 12 points for Jordan Dingle off the bench. 11 points for Sidney Robinson as he just took them through that second half run. 8 points for Markel Wiggins as he struggled on the day. And Ryu Purdy had 8 points. And 7 points for TJ Knight, 4 points for Jamarius Hairston. So the Bobcats come away with a big win as they picked up 18 points off 15 turnovers by Lander. And the rebounds were dead even at 33 apiece on the day. GC had 7 blocks, 4 of them by Isaac, so he continues his march upward there, and Cole got another one. So a big day for the Bobcats.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the way they played today. They were great inside, they were great outside, knocked down good outside shots, and absolutely dominated the painted area, outscoring Lander 40-16 inside the paint, which is, I think, one of the best margins all season that I've seen. That I've seen from the Bobcats this season. The defense was consistent. They didn't give up a ton of open opportunities from Lander, and they were converting on offense, converting off of the turnovers they were able to force.
Graham, thanks much for the help today. Bobcats get a split. The women fell 56-54 to the Lander Bearcats, but the Bobcat men come back with a big win. Appreciate your help. Appreciate everybody's assistance on the YouTube broadcast. Back with you on Wednesday when Georgia College will entertain Columbus State. That'll be a 5:30 tip-off. We'll be on the air about 5:25 for pregame coverage for the women's contest. Thanks for joining us today, Bobcat Nation, on the Bobcat Broadcast Network.